Yeah, all right, y'all. We got a class on today called The Living Book. How you living? So, y'all, we want to get a little bit of understanding on that and what we call a living book, because there's still a lot of questions out there on how do I get started. You already started because you breathing and living. So we're going to bring some scriptures in to get some clear understanding of that, but y'all know how we get down. This is Bible study. Anything on your heart, mind, or soul that you need to be cleared up, something we can get right to. If it's a major discussion or we have to do a class type breakdown, y'all, we'll get with you or may have to do one offline. But right now, just something that we can go over, something's on your mind, you need to get cleared up. By all means, ask any questions, y'all. This is Bible study. If we're saying anything and you don't understand it, stop us and say, hey, wait a minute. That went over my head. You can't have in your heart, well, I didn't want to stop the class, or I didn't want to disrupt the class, so I didn't say anything. You're not promised tomorrow. Get it off your heart right now, anything got on your mind, heart, or soul, and that's to the worldwide audience as well. So y'all, anybody got anything on their heart, mind, or soul? Hey, Sister Barb. Could you speak just a little bit louder, sis?
Just wanted to thank the creator.
All right, yes, ma'am. All praises. Yeah, holy, 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 non-stop. Around here, what you got, Sister Jordan?
I'm glad to be here.
You glad to be here? Me too, sister. It's been a long, hard week. Glad to be at some rest. Yeah. Anybody got anything on your heart, mind, and soul before we get rolling? Okay, y'all, we're going to start this in the book of Hebrews, 10th chapter. We just want to get a little bit of understanding how we live when we're talking about living together. Y'all, we're talking about starting out at 1,000 years if you make the kingdom. That's where you starting out, at 1,000 years. If you don't know how to do that living with your brothers and sisters, it's going to be a problem for you. So y'all, that's what we want to keep our focus on. The kingdom at hand, it starts out at 1,000 years. And from then on, it goes to eternity. Forever. How long is forever?
Long time.
Okay. So y'all, let's get into a little bit of this Hebrews 10th chapter.
I'm going to start with
What about verse 16? So here's verse 15. Shalom, Isaiah. We're going 10 and 15 of Hebrews. And we're going to get into a little understanding of what the living book will do to you in your living life. A lot of doctrines out there, y'all. A lot of different books, but there's only one that deals with your personal life. It tells you how to live individually first. Get yourself and mind right. Then how to live around others. Because then that until you learn how to live among the heavenly. Y'all, we can't live among the earthly, we sure can't live among the heavenly. Ain't no need we even wasting our time with that. So y'all, we're gonna get a little understanding today. Any questions or concerns, y'all, stop us in the way. Help yourself to something to eat and drink back there. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Be reading in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, starting at verse 15.
Why don't you do start at verse 7. Yeah, I just want to get into the heart of this because we're talking about the author or co-author of this living book.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me.
It is written of who?
It is written of me. To do thy will, O Yah.
So the Messiah said, the volume of the book is written of me. That means from Genesis to Revelation.
That's right.
He said, I'm Alpha and Omega. He didn't say I'm just Omega. He didn't say I'm just Alpha. He said I'm the entire volume of the book. So everything about the Messiah can be found in the Old Testament. Because all the New Testament does is prove the prophecy. If it wasn't him, who else was it? That fulfilled, or we still wait on that prophet to come, who Moses spoke of in Deuteronomy 18. The volume of it is written, but Abraham, Moses, and all of them, Joshua spoke to the Messiah in the Old Testament. It wasn't the Father. Father ain't never got off his throne for what? To come down here and check his creation? No. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Above when he said, sacrifice and offering, and burnt offering and offering for sin thou wouldest not, neither hadst pleasure therein, which are offered by the law.
So let's not get this law transferred. When we started off, we said that the order of Melchizedek, the high priesthood of Melchizedek, but there's only one. There's only one high priest. After the order of Melchizedek, we become priests of and become sons of God. But we got to follow this like it's supposed to go. Y'all, what we are seeking is pre to natural. Adam was formed a natural man, and the breath of life was breathed into him. He became a pre to natural man, outside the norm. He's doing supernatural things in a fleshly body. But he still, based off of laws, was able in that flesh, free will, to make a choice to do right and wrong. So we want to get that understood. When you're preternatural, that does not remove the will of wrongdoing from you. Either your righteousness will excel, or whatever your wickedness will, it will excel. How you excel in the supernatural is whatever ain't shook loose will excel too. So we want to get that clear and understood. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 9. Then said he, Lo, I come to do thy will.
To come to do whose will?
Thy will, O Yah. He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second.
So it has to be established, y'all. The order of Melchizedek must be planted and sown in this earth. Because except your righteousness exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees, you have no part in the kingdom. You can't go back to sacrificing bulls and goats. You can't go back to saying, for even on the new side of this covenant, that the law is done away with. He's just simply telling you the law of sacrifice is done and over with. That law has been switched to the Messiah. He's the full sacrificial lamb right now. Anything you read in the Old Testament, just put the Messiah's face there where it say bull or goat. That's all you have to do. Is easy work. Instead of looking at a lamb, he's the lamb. That's right. Put his face there. It's just like learning now where in organized Sunday doctrine, you didn't know what Zergikite or Hezekiah or Edomite or Gershazite was. You were just thinking, just get me to the New Testament where it say Jew or Gentile. But that's heritage there. There's language there. There's knowing of different nations of people there. You have to know that so you know who you are, because it's a prophetic book. When Abraham was told, know of a surety that your sons are going to do 400 years in servitude. Your offspring, even though I'm giving you this promise now, down the line there's going to be some trouble. So Abraham accepted this promise knowing that he probably wasn't going to live 400 years. This was going to happen to me after I'm dead. And y'all guess who in them 400 years testifying of what he talked about? Us. The prophecy has come to pass. Abraham where he need to be. But that prophecy, he said, know of a surety. Meaning word is bond, this going to go down. Because they're going to go aside. And this is prophecy. We are living the prophecy that he didn't get to see. And just like us right here, there's more prophecy coming. That's why we don't do no date setting around here. We're going to never tell you the day of the Lord because we don't know it. Angels don't know it. Could the Son know he's sitting at the right hand of the Father? Could. But it said, no man knoweth the hour, day, or time. That's no man. But when the Son of Man returned to his glory, he know when to put his boots on. So y'all, we want to get that clear and understood. What you got back there, LC?
That mean by which Paul writers say, when you attempt to keep the law and fall from grace, he's talking about the law of sacrifice.
That's what he's talking about. It's plain and simple. Right. Paul never said the law is done away with. Every chapter and verse that they go to, right after that, when he talks about grace, the next few verses, the problem is people don't keep reading. The next few verses he says, should we sin because grace is abound? God forbid. But when you say the word sin, what is sin? Transgression of the law. You can't have them in the same sentence without acknowledging one or the other. You can't say grace and then sin is right there. Sin, there's no thing called grace sin. Ain't no such thing. Noah found grace. Grace been in the volume of the book. Grace was in Genesis. And Noah found grace. Lot found grace. So grace ain't nothing. It just showed up today. Grace been around. Grace been since the beginning. Grace was shown to Adam because he should have been dead. He should have been put to death right then. And he lived another 930 years or so. Should have been dead right then because it was spiritual sin first. So let's get it understood. Grace has been shown from day one. But that law ain't never changed. The only thing changed was what we was warned that was going to change. There's coming a different priesthood. John the Baptist said it. I shall decrease, he shall increase. I'm a Levitical priest. No, the priesthood going to roll through Judah. It's coming through there. It ain't going to never end. He's got to be born out of there. I'm a decrease. He going to increase. You keep talking decrease, that's going to be a problem. You're going to decrease. We on the increase side, y'all. Where we at?
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 10. By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach once for all.
See, y'all see that we're sanctified through that sacrificial offering. One time. We can't put him back up on the cross.
Right.
You go back to Aaron, you think he's going to get back up there again for you? No. One time is done and it's over. One time. Go ahead.
And every priest standeth daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sin.
So you got what we call non-messianic maniacs or don't believe in the Messiah.
Right.
They can offer all the bulls and goats they want. It means absolutely zero. They spinning their wheels. It ain't going to accomplish anything. Because you don't want to accept him as the sin-bearing offered servant of the Most High to take away the sins of the world. Then who else you going to put there? You say this person, he got fault. You say this person, he got fault. So what you do, just go back to the market and get a goat? Not getting back up there for you because of your wants or your needs of wanting to be somebody else. It's him. Ain't no other prophecies in this book point to anybody else. It's impossible. It's like to the 154,000 power that it could be somebody else. Go ahead. Because he's unblemished.
Can you do such a thing as a non-Messianic? You don't even believe in it.
Huh?
How can you be a non-Messianic and you don't believe in the Messiah, but you know the Hebrew? It don't even sound right.
Well, they don't. It's just that they don't want to believe in the one that's written.
So how do you believe people? You don't believe connected to the power. That's what I'm trying to understand.
Right. But he warned us about it. He said there's many coming that is not going to believe in me. But look, they let you know they believe in one. They just wanted to be somebody else. They wanted to be their Messiah. David Koresh, Jim Jones, Benjamin Carter, Yulon Mitchell, on and on and on and on, want them to be their Messiah. Matthew 23, for one is your Messiah, even Christ. That's our Messiah, y'all. Ain't no cutting the mustard, ain't nobody. That's who we go through. That's the only passageway to the Father. Any other way you are what? Thief and a robber.
And
So
I mean,
you're talking about anybody else, that's what you say, here cometh this thief. He's an unbeliever.
but I mean, it's plain and simple right there in that verse 10 and 11.
What it say?
When it says, by the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body
Yes, sir.
of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach once, and that's for all.
Yeah.
That's for everybody. I
Yeah.
mean, and then it goes on to say that every priest standeth daily. So you got all these different sects or factions who believe in these different things, and they offering sacrifices.
Right.
It says, and every priest standeth daily, ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices. When it says in the paragraph prior to that, the offering of the body of Yahweh Shah once, and that's just once.
Yeah.
And they offer the same sacrifices which can never take away sin.
Yeah.
And people still falling for it.
Wasting their time.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like a dog chasing his tail. Will he ever catch it? Or do he just keep spinning around, stop and get some, lick some water, there you go again.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna never catch his tail. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 12. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice.
How many sacrifices?
One sacrifice
Uh-huh.
for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of Yah.
Now, if they mad about who that applies to, then they need to tell us who it applied to. Not who it possibly could apply to, or what about such and such, or what about Earl at the tire shop?
Right.
What eliminates him from being the Messiah? If it's what about? No, these scriptures are written for one that never ever sinned, never ever transgressed the law. That would be the easiest thing for him to do. Just point to it right here. He's a sinner.
Right.
That eliminates the Messiah.
Take
But
it
they
off
don't
the
have to
table.
do that. They start to go to how someone is birthed and how they're born and this and that and this and that. Find the transgression of the law and it will eliminate this conversation we have. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 13. From henceforth expecting till his enemies be made his footstool. For by one offering he hath perfected forever them that are sanctified. Whereof the Holy Ghost also is a witness to us. For after that he had said before, this is the covenant that I will make with them after those days.
After which days?
After those days.
The last days, y'all. This is a covenant that I'm gonna make with them. After the days, but there's a priest set up to get us in line, to prepare us the way. Y'all, we practice Aaron all going through the wilderness. Some people got punished, some didn't. But we got the chastising we needed going through the wilderness. In the same way, now we're in the wilderness of the people because we're not just coming out of one corner of planet Earth. We're on the four corners of planet Earth. So, and everything around us is wilderness. That's why it's compared to like Sodom and Gomorrah and like the days of Noah. You're surrounded with wickedness. Understand that you're in the wilderness of the people, and it's the way, always when those things happen, there comes a cleansing and a washing away of it. It started over fresh, but it say this is going to be the last one because ain't no more water washing. This one going to come with fire. And y'all know what fire do. Ain't nothing withstands that fire. That's why it's called the lake of fire. Because it's letting you know it ain't going to sustain nothing. You're going to perish in it if you go there forever. But this the thing, you can't die. It's just torment. It's like a fever 24/7. Throw the covers off of you, pull them back up. Throw them back off, I'm hot, I'm sweating. Torment! Not what we've been taught about the boogeyman. But a soul just want one dip of this water on their tongue for some relief. Got the chance while you living right now, while the living book is here, because they're going to take the living book from us. If it ain't on the inside of you, you ain't going to know how to live. Go ahead, bro. Where we at?
Verse 16.
Who got a question? Go ahead, sis.
Where they say that it said that the sacrifice itself, it covered human, animal, and any other sacrifices. That's what you should do. Trying to remember the name.
Well, Hebrews 9 kind of get right into the breakdown of the difference in the sacrificial of the lamb and versus who he was. They kind of go into the bulls and goats and how the priest did it and what they had to do. But even then, the priest himself still had to offer his sins up first before he did the people. The Messiah didn't have to do that because he never was a sinner. So that priesthood, you can't go back to decree. This priest had to offer for his sins. These priests were not without sin, or we wouldn't need the Messiah to come. But they first had to offer up theirs, then for the people. That's why they were consecrated and separated. There was the congregation of Israel, and then there's the congregation of the Lord. The congregation of the Lord was Aaron and his sons and the sons of Levi, the priests and the high priests. And then there's the congregation of Israel, all the rest of the tribes. And in like manner, it's the same way, the congregation of the Lord, the children of Israel, and everybody else, all the nations that adhere to his laws, statutes, and judgment that must come up, as Zechariah 14 say, to the Feast of Tabernacles to give honor to the king and his chosen people. Now, if you don't believe that, your problem ain't with us. Go ahead, bro. Yearly. Every year they had to do it. Most High say one time, one and done. That's all it's going to be with the Messiah. We ain't going to keep putting him up on the cross because he'll be up there next weekend and the weekend after that. And it'll be continued every time he be so woe out. No, I got to get back up there. Now the tribe of Reuben is tripping. No, Judah then fell again. Let me crawl back up. No, one time. Better get it right or get left. Where we at?
We're at verse 16. This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Most High. I will put my laws into their heart,
right,
and in their mind will I write them.
See what he gonna say? I'm gonna write them on your eternal parts. See, you can look like law outside all you want, but if you ain't looking like law on the inside, it is going to be a problem, because that's how the judge see things. Because what we're talking about is a living book, which means it's spirit power. He don't care nothing about your soul from the perspective of like that, or your outside flesh dominating your soul. No, he's looking at it from how that spirit he gave you to live is regulating in your soul. He knows the difference when flesh is operating that soul or spirit is operating that soul. He's the judge. He wrote the laws you claim you're adhering to, right? We didn't write them laws, did we? They're not the laws of Moses. They were given to Moses. They were given to the Messiah. Those laws were given by the Father. So let's be clear. It's the same law, just a different priesthood. Stealing in the Old Testament, is it any different from stealing in the New Testament?
No.
Adultery in the Old Testament, adultery in the New Testament, it's the same thing. I mean, I'm looking for the difference is we ain't under that law no more. It changed. When? Then you have to start going through the law and find every point that they're saying we don't have to do that one no more. But for Creflo Dollar to teach we're not under the law anymore, even the Big Ten, then why are you disciplining your child who spoke out against you? Under what law? Whose law? It couldn't have been the United States law because they locked you up about it. So whose law were you disciplining her under if it wasn't the Lord's law? If we're no longer under that law which say, children, obey your parents, honor your parents, if we're not under that, what are you chastising her about? What's she getting whooped for? If she told you, get out of my room and don't never come back in here, daddy.
Her room?
You gonna chastise her about what? What law? Where we at?
The continuation of 16 into 17. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more.
See, when he say I'll remember them no more, y'all, while we still in this flesh, y'all, he may have forgiven us that trespass and saved our life. But that don't mean he ain't forgot our sins. He say in that day, I'm gonna forget your sins. I'm gonna forget everything you done. But that ain't now. You get punished, or he may say, well, I'm gonna give you a pass on this, but it's still on record. You ain't never getting away with nothing. And if it happened to David, y'all, if it happened to one, he said he has a heart like mine own. If it happened to him, then, and then we understand if the righteous shall scarcely be saved, where does the sinner and the ungodly stand? So we're going to hit on a little bit on that too, of understanding righteousness, y'all, don't mean you're not a sinner. It means you're a law keeper, and nobody should have to point to the law to you every day for something you already should be practicing that's up here. Every time a drink come out, I shouldn't have to hear the law. Remember, don't get drunk. If you have to do that every time, leave the liquor put up. Because at that point, somebody may be in trouble around here. Don't bring that out. Why? Why do we still have to pound each other with the law when we ought to know better?
Because we don't practice.
Right. Huh?
Because we don't practice.
Because we don't practice it. You got to practice it up here, though. When I leave out the door, I'm already equipped. Like you do when you go to school. Don't talk to strangers. Keep walking. No matter what they do, don't listen to, I got a puppy had to help me find it. I got a pack of Annihilator, some Chico sticks. Keep walking. Let's read some more.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 18. Now where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of Yeshua.
Right.
By a new and living way,
right,
which he hath consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh.
See, and through the veil, when he was crucified, and that high priest veil, it rent. As soon as he gave up the goat, it tore, and you could look back behind where the high priest used to go and see what work he was doing. So while he was being crucified, you can believe it was a priest back there working on them sacrifices, and the curtain come down on him. You're like, wait a minute, what the heck? Everybody could see back there, it was at that point, that priesthood, it switched order over into Melchizedek at that point. You could see behind the holies of holies, which no man could go behind but Aaron. Moses couldn't even go back there. Even though Moses was chosen as a representative of Christ, he saw some things that Aaron probably didn't see. But as far as the duties was concerned, as the high priest, it was Aaron and his sons after him. Go ahead, brother. Well, Levi was the entire priesthood, but Levi had order in his priesthood. Aaron and his sons went behind the holies of holies. The other priests did the ministering. Moses and all his sons did the ministering. But those high priests, a total different group, just like the 12 disciples and everybody else. These are, and then 1 Corinthians 12, you know, it gets into the hierarchy of Christ's priesthood. First there's apostles, then there's this, then thirdly there's teachers, and then there's hearers, and then there's miracles, and then there's this. He has the same hierarchy on how things are to roll in his administration and that priesthood after the order of Melchizedek. If you can't train your ear to hear the old priesthood setup, you're going to have problems because you're going to have two doctrines in your head. You're going to have two high priests in your head. One that like to deal with the old, which deals with correcting the flesh. That's why that law was so strict. It would tear the flesh up. Didn't I tell you not to touch that stove? Didn't I tell you that was hot? Now look, you already got burnt. And then what they do? So it's double burning now. You don't know where to wipe.
Short-legged class.
Yeah, Duell just called for the show.
Oh, short-legged class, y'all. Uncle Duell, Sister Crystal. What's the age limit? 8 and under? I mean,
We can change.
Oh, y'all. If y'all still can fit in a little tight seat, head on back there. Where we at, bro?
Verse 21.
What it say?
And having an high priest over the house of Yah, let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith.
See, with a true heart of full assurance of faith, you have to believe what's written or you wasting your time, y'all. If you only want to believe it when trouble comes, you wasting your time because the fix ain't going to come like you want it to. It has to go until the Most High looks inside you and say, it's all out of you. It's like when you go to the doctor, they give you 4 extra days of medicine to drive it all out of you. You have to take the extra day. And so the Most High, when you tell, okay, I'm sorry, I ain't going to do it no more, he says, steal some more on the inside. You got a little bit more. Take some more of this medicine and drive it out. It has to go all the way out or it comes back in on you. What you got over there, Isaiah?
Fully convinced?
Huh?
Like fully convinced is what you saying?
Yeah, fully convinced. You have to believe that once I'm in, I'm in. I can't be persuaded. My faith has to believe. You're going to hear things from other doctrine. Oh, y'all still waiting on a man to come out of them clouds to save y'all. That's what y'all waiting on. You're going to hear all the mock. Yep, still waiting. Abraham still waiting. All of them still waiting that we reading about. Job still waiting. Yep, still waiting. Because if it said, if we got a glimpse of the kingdom coming in the next 250 years, who in here going to be left to see it? Right now in this room. Who got 250 on their jacket right now? They good for 250. What you eating? What you chewing on? Where we at?
The book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 22 from the top. Let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience.
What kind of conscience?
An evil conscience. And our bodies washed with pure water.
See, you have to get rid of the evil conscience or the evil mindset, and evil is just the opposite of good. If anything got you in your mind always thinking, I should do this or I should say that, and that's daily, that's going to make you sick. Because you soon let people know what it's doing to you. You make me what? You got to get on the practice when you see somebody, you make me well. You make me well. But if you make me sick, that's going to take root in you. Every time you see that person, that smile going to turn into a frown. Every time you see him, you make me, here comes the person that make me sick. Not in the kingdom, you ain't going to be saying that. Nobody ain't going to make you sick there. So y'all, we got to start practicing what our faith is looking toward. We're looking toward a kingdom where you don't have to say, lock that door behind you. For what? Ain't no thieves in the kingdom. Home invasion, ain't none of that. Lock that door behind you about what? Ain't no fences in the kingdom. But you better have a fence right now. That's the best thing ever came between neighbors on this side of the wall. Wait a minute, ain't that our barbecue grill on their back, boys? What is our dog doing tied up over there? That's our dog. Y'all know how it is. Let's get some more of this.
Verse 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering.
Without what?
Without wavering.
See, no wavering, y'all. You have to get it made up in your mind that this is what I'm going to do. It's like Peter walking on the water. It was going good. But none but the soles of his feet wet. And then for just a second, it clicked in his mind. The devil said, you know you ain't supposed to be walking on water. That quick, gone like that, y'all. Gone like good candy. Gone. Gone like the last sip of your mama's Pepsi. You know you ain't supposed to be drinking. Can't put water back in there. It ain't gonna taste the same. She a professional Pepsi drinker. Y'all think she don't know? Who we fooling? A professional Pepsi drinker ain't gonna know you got H2O up in there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
For he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works.
See, that's the only provoking we should be doing, y'all, to love and good works. Because if it don't happen, you're going to be made sick. And when you sick, it's either you got to get a cure or you're going to die. One or the other. But you can't live in sickness. So this living book, y'all, teaches us how to find the cure, not the treatment plan that these nations offer. What is the 12-step program? That's a treatment program, ain't it?
That's right.
It works if you work it, but when you come in, you have to acknowledge that I'm still broke down. Hey, I'm Leroy, and I'm all the 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. I'm an addict to sin. If you keep telling yourself that, that's how you're going to start to live. If you don't drink no more, you're not an alcoholic. You don't do it no more. You can't then call yourself that. If you're a drug addict and you ain't doing it no more, you're not, hey, I'm Leroy and I'm a crack addict. When the last time? 20, 30 years ago. You're not a crack addict anymore. You wasn't born with that. You can't be addicted to what the body was made for. Food, water, and the understanding of the Most High. Let me put them back in the right order. The loving of the Most High, food and water, because he provides all of that. That's all your body is addicted to, because it can't live without those things. So how I'm going to be addicted to something else that ain't even life, and I'm going to keep claiming it? You know what that means? They stay and they keep a job off of your misery. But they'll let you smoke all the cigarettes you want. They allow you to do what they legalize. And you can call yourself that. But I'm not calling myself nothing other than what this living book say do. And that means I got to start practicing what it say so that I can claim I'm alive. What's up, bro? Just living. So when you say that, them words have to be true. What you doing? Not just, I'm just getting by living. I'm living. The book. I'm living. Just living, bro. Till the Messiah come back. If I have to go before he come back, so be it. I will still have to do some living. It's still going to be some living, y'all. Either it's going to be on the good side or it's going to be eternal living on the damnation side. But you're going to keep living. Know that. It ain't no one and done on this one. You can believe all of the doctrines out there that say, yeah, like the Jehovah's Witness. Oh, once you die, it's over. There's no tormentation. Then why you knocking on my door? If I keep doing what I'm doing, once it's over, there ain't no after punishment for me. What you here to scare me about? About what? If it's over, it's over. I mean, what are you trying to tell me that I'm a gain when it's over? You're telling me that all the work I'm doing right now, it really don't count. Because when you die, whether this or that, you over. Where is the reward for doing right? I mean, where's the reward for the cussing out you get for pounding on somebody's door at 6 in the morning on a Saturday? What reward are you getting for that? When do it comes down to somebody open the door, greetings and blessings, the Jehovah Witness, come on in, I know it's 6 o'clock, get coffee and eggs on, they're here. Has it got to that yet? No. Or we still hear them every morning, and you know, that bet not be. I'm gonna let them have it. Where my Bible? Didn't I tell y'all about this last week? Now we gonna get down to business. Come on in and then they flee. Now you're back. You following them down the street. Y'all don't waste your time. Let's get it. Where we at, bro?
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Read that again for me a little bit louder.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
See, we can't forsake or we can't look at like a gift horse in the mouth. And y'all, this is hard for a lot of people out there in the worldwide family because they're in location. They think I'm the only Hebrew out here. Ain't no more around, but just like he told Elijah and just like it's mentioned in the book of Romans, I got 7,000 ain't never bowed the knee to Baal. We all around. They're just around. You just ain't met your 2 by 2 that you're going out with yet. It may be you need to get a little bit more work, but they there. And like you provide a platform on that network that, hey, send us the email where you at. And as soon as they send it, man, there's 4 people here. I'm going to get with them, all praises. That's how it worked. That's how the link worked. You may think you all alone, but you ain't never left alone. Especially when you got the scriptures, you ain't never left alone. You have to understand just being around people don't make it's fellowship, because you may be put in a position you all by yourself with nobody but the living book. And you're going to still have to live then. You can't stop living because ain't nobody around you. You got to still live. Judgment is still for you living by yourself. It's going to be the same thing. What you in line for? Living by myself. You know, I think I got an excuse. You know, wasn't nobody else around. I know he ain't going to judge me about that. Wrong. Wrong as the day is long. Because with this walk, there's a light that must draw men to you. Just like you turn that light on the porch, it draw all the bugs to you. In like manner, when the light come on, it's going to draw it to you. You ain't going to have no choice. It's without excuse, this walk. There's nothing you'll be able to say on Judgment Day. I didn't have a chance, Lord. No, you didn't put it in my... What? You didn't get a chance. He sent messages to you in your sleep. We just like to entertain the crazy messages. Yeah, I had a dream of 3 cats and 2 dogs on the back porch about 12 midnight. You go to another book. Let me see, 2 cats and 3 dogs on the porch. Oh, your baby sister's pregnant. That ain't in the scripture. So now everybody watching to see if the fat belly gonna happen. God, we play with ourselves too much with what's already written. You're copying off of what's written. You're talking about dreams, but there's instruction. This is an instruction manual. It even tells you how you can have control of the dreams that you have. In the Apocalypse, Sirach, therefore, it gets into it. Deuteronomy 18, Deuteronomy 13. If you are dreaming a dream, this is what is going to happen from the Lord. Because you can't sin in your sleep. You can't dream of being a jack artist in your sleep. You're going to want to do that when you wake up. Niggas don't know me. I jacked 10 niggas last night in my sleep. Niggas don't know me. No, don't nobody know what happened in the dream. If you jacking and talking about it, then Satan was leading that dream. If you have a wet dream, men, you have to do what Leviticus 15 say. That's what the law in Deuteronomy 23 and 10 say. You have to, because what were you dreaming about? And that's on your own conscience. Because what man would tell another man? Man, I saw my shorts again last night. Who gonna tell me? But there's a law for that, for your consciousness. For you to handle your business, and nobody should see you walking like you got the sticky legs.
Oh, sticky leg.
There's law for our behavior, for everything. For a living man, there's a living book. We don't read out of the book of the dead that the Egyptians have hold of. It's the book of the dead. It's written about dead Pharaoh. This is about the book of the living. Can these bones do what? Hey, we ain't talking about can these bones die. Let's read some more.
Verse 25 from the top. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another.
Doing what?
Exhorting one another.
Uh-huh.
And so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
What day approaching, y'all, is this talking about? The day of the Lord, because all we're saying is one day closer to Holy Jerusalem. One day closer, y'all, because it's counting down. We don't know the day, but we know it's at least one day closer. That's the best we ought to offer, y'all. Because see, if we was under that old law like people need to sneak back into, and you make a false prophecy, guess what? You better be glad it's gracing over on this side right now, or you be dead.
That's right.
Yeah.
You couldn't wiggle your way out of with the book of Jonah to get out of a false prophecy. It's people getting bricks ready then. Yeah. Told them about them false prophets. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. I've been practicing. So you gotta get that shoulder in there so that rock hit them off the temple of their head. But see, they pull them stunts, dancing on both sides of the priesthood, knowing we can't do it like that, y'all. So we let the consciousness get you. Because you know what side of the fence you playing on. Your conscience is going to get you. And you're going to be trying to battle that. And that's when the law killeth. Because you're trying to dance around and say, I'm going to keep doing it, but I just ain't ready to let go. You have to let go. And if you have to fasting is a way of letting go. It's called going turkey, or what's that when people get off of heroin, they send them through that treatment process, they detox. Fasting is a form of detox. It's the spiritual detox. It works, y'all. It always works for everything. It ain't never failed once. And we talk about fasting. We can't even do the Day of Atonement, 24 hours. And we got on record 3 men that did 960 hours of fasting with no food or water. 960 hours. We complain about 24, and they said we got 959 more to go. And we like this, man, it's 10:30. It ain't gonna be long now, an hour and a half. Hour and a half. You might as well quit fasting.
And then you want me to read this?
Go ahead, read that for me, bro. Go ahead.
This is in the Apocalypse of Elijah. It's the benefits of the fast. Starts about verse 15. Remember that from the time when he created the heavens, the Lord created the fast.
What did he create?
The fast. For a benefit to men on account of the passions and desires which fight against you, so that evil will not inflame you.
So will what not inflame you?
Evil will not inflame you.
Y'all, that's what fasting about. That's what the detox is for. You detox yourself from those reasons. Go ahead, bro. Keep reading.
But it is a pure fast, which I have created, says the Elohim. The one who fasts continually will not sin, although jealousy and strife are within him. Let the pure fast be whenever the one who fasts is not pure. He has angered the Lord and also the angels, and he has grieved his soul, gathering up wrath for himself in the day of wrath.
See, so you're doing a fast because you feel like it's against your will. Oh man, it's the Day of Atonement. What are we supposed to do? Oh man, we got to fast 24 hours. If you ain't preparing yourself for that feast day to come is going to come on you at that point in time. And that's going to be trouble. Y'all, these appointments, they're called feast days or appointments to go meet with the doctor, the Father, and the Son. You go meet with him spiritually. That's what the feast days are for. And you're with the family. Everybody, the assembly is gathered together in a feast day like it's going to be in the Feast of Tabernacles. In the book of Jubilees, Abraham did the Feast of Tabernacles. Noah did tabernacles, y'all. These ain't new feast days, y'all. These feast days been around. But it was always about the gathering of the people, eating together and having a good time. Worshiping the Most High. Giving them praise that you're able to do these type things. And never, I'm talking about pulling grapes off about the size of this. Take you an hour to finish off one of them. Shelter on you all the way where the sun don't burn you at all. None of the heat, no suntan lotion, none of that. Don't worry about drowning. Come up for air for what? I'm supernatural. Just like them demons ran down the cliff into the sea, they ain't dead. Them swine is dead, but they still under there like this, looking for what else they can get. What you got? Did you finish that, bro?
No.
Go ahead.
But a pure fast is what I created. With a pure heart and pure hands, it releases sin.
It releases what?
It releases sin.
It
heals disease.
It does what?
It heals disease.
See, y'all, we're talking about, it didn't say it treat diseases. What did it do?
It heals disease.
Go some more.
It casts out demons. It is effective up to the throne of Yahweh for an ointment and for the release from sin by means of a pure prayer.
See, and that's why, y'all, the doctors have you fast before you come to them. Don't eat nothing after this time. Now think about that. You give more respect to the creature than the creator. Until the doctor tell you ain't gonna believe it. Man, your foot look green. No, the doctor ain't saying nothing about that. Well, when the last time you been to the doctor? I'm supposed to go Thursday. Well, they ain't saying nothing about it, but something's wrong, your foot green. You need to go in the closet and pray. Are you going to the doctor though? No, it'll be okay. See, and that's where our mindset is at until we get so sick and then we run and we expect complete healing and we do the Lord the same way. When we get in trouble, we expect him to heal us overnight. Job was sick for almost over 20 years. We read that like that was a weekend. We read that but when you go through all the chapters and you're seeing what his friends saying and what he's doing, and they bringing the reports, now they dead. Now they dead. Now they dead. Now my wife done left me. Now my friends are standing 2 blocks on me because you got rotten flesh. But Job didn't care about that flesh. It's going to rot anyway. Sooner or later it was going to be doing what it's doing right now. I was born like that. The sooner I understand it, the better and quicker I'll be. But you know what ain't rotting? His soul, because the Lord said his soul ain't going to rot. I already got him. I know him. I know him from the inside. You can do all the tricks you want to do, Satan. He ain't biting. And Satan don't give free cases. Satan will never make you break the law. Satan tempts you to break the law so he can accuse you of law breaking. You think the Father's sitting on the throne, Satan just gonna come up there with a free case? Yeah, and I caught all this dope in his back pocket, and then here these 2 demons he had in his back pocket, and he put them there, and the Father ain't gonna know. Now he created him, and you think he just sitting up like that and gonna judge you on a free case? Satan ain't never came to nobody from Genesis to Revelation with a free case. He just asked you, just like on that show they used to come on Lucifer, what do you really want? Because he asked you first, what did the Lord tell you? Well, he told me keep his commandment, don't do this. What do you really want? And look you right in the eye and you be a Cub Scout leader.
Trying to touch some nuts.
Go ahead, man. Where we at?
Verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth,
Right.
there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin.
See, it says when you receive the knowledge of the truth about sinning. Y'all, there's always four sides to every transgression of the law. It has to be looked at every four sides. When the Big Ten say thou shalt not kill, there's 100 different ways to kill. There's self-defense. You're responsible if your animal kills somebody. There's, like I say, self-defense, destruction, suicide, and then there's the ultimate, where there's never forgiveness for it, and that's murder. That jacket will be on you to the Most High. Wipe that one away. It's going to ride you till the kingdom come. You may be forgiven of it, but that one's going to ride you. Because that's the shedding of innocent blood. Murder. You can change it to red rum. I don't care how you twist his words around. It's the shedding of blood that don't deserve it. You can't do that. So you have to be complete when it says thou shalt not kill, because at the funerals, everybody using Ecclesiastic 3:8. There's a time to die. There's a time to kill. When is there a time to kill and the law say you shouldn't kill? You got to have your mind right about what the script means, thou shalt not kill. When you go to war, somebody got to die, don't they? Yes. You can't do the work of the law and then be punished for it too. So you have to understand the four corners of a law, and then you're complete with it. You understand every angle of it. So when somebody come and say, because you're listening to see if it's the shedding of innocent blood, or was it self-defense? Wait a minute now. You say he stole your wallet the last time he came to your house. So you left a trail of 20s through your door to your wallet on your dresser. And you say you caught him stealing, huh? No, you led him into that trap to be killed by you, and you're trying to use self-defense. That don't work with this one. You premeditated that. You thought that one out and you killed a man like David did. Couple of them. Put them in the front. Know he gonna get killed up there. Them Philistines crazy. They done put down all the frontline war. How you gonna put a general up in the front? Try to get him home. They're like, no, he come home. Put him out the war. He like, no, my men are fighting. Your men are fighting. Can't go. He like, man, I got to think of something to get rid of him. That baby steady growing in her womb. The baby steady growing in her womb. And then the baby had to be put to death in the 7th day, because the 8th day it had to be circumcised. You can't bring him into the covenant like that. Not with the king like this. Everybody gonna be getting down like that then. Let's get some more. Where we at? What you got, sis?
So the book, there's a book out, I was trying to see if I can remember, that you can, the relationship between a man and a 3-year-old.
And a who?
A 3-year-old. You know the book that I'm talking about?
A man and a 3-year-old?
You can have, that men can have relationships.
Oh, you're talking about all them books of the Catholics and the Talmud. 9 years old. 9 years old. It's 9 years old. A boy before he reaches 9 years old, so 3 could be in there.
So it's 3, and then it also talks about, and because you were on books.
Right.
And it also talks about that it was saved.
Right, because see, they think it's innocent blood that we are, but what you're doing is you're destroying innocent blood. Right. Those children have to struggle through life, the rest of their life after that's being happening to them, because it's happening from somebody who's supposed to be holy. That's what the problem is. So they can't go against them because they've been threatened by the bowels of hell, and that's where you're going if you tell anybody. So the altar boys become altered boys. Then they want to change their name. Then they start believing I'm a woman trapped in a man's body, and on and on and on. But the DNA ain't gonna let you believe that. It ain't gonna let you. You can talk low with the low voice around men with a wig on and lipstick, but sometimes you ain't gonna be able to catch yourself. And you're gonna holler out, yeah, give me some Kool-Aid over there. Give me some Kool-Aid. It's gonna be too late. That DNA ain't gonna let you be a woman. It's gonna keep you being what you were made, so at judgment day, there ain't gonna be no confusion like this. You can't, how you gonna start judging you on if you kept the separation period for a woman? How that's gonna go down? What you got over there, bro?
Unfortunately, the rabbis, so forth in that community, they keep that on the low level. So they do it, but it's
They ain't keeping on. It's in their books.
It's in their books. So
yeah.
Man,
Y'all, what we're talking about is the opposite doctrine that when the Messiah pulled a child on him, he said, you see this child? If anybody touch a child, it'd be better that they tie the millstone around your neck and jump in the ocean. And the millstone ranges from 500 to 2,000 pounds. So you ain't coming up for air. If you touch this child in its innocence, knowing full well that what I am doing, I am about to commit a crime against God and the innocence, that's only for Satan. That's what Satan orders. If you want to prove to me, touch them innocent. I believe you then. You want to get on Satan's team, touch them innocent. And you'll be over 20 demons in the lake of fire. And you like this, and you wait a minute, where? In the lake of what? Yes, in the lake of fire. You know we lose in the end. Satan don't cheat and say we're going to win. He knows the outcome. He already know the outcome because he's under order from you. We don't know it. All you have to do is say, go away from her. Go away from her. You have to tear yourself up here at times. Why am I thinking about that? Go away from her. Go away from her. And it should go from your mind. If it stays up there, your flesh gonna then react. Because if your spiritual can't chase it away, your flesh sure can't. Because it's decayed. Your spirit ain't gonna never rot away. Your flesh is. How is it in charge? Let's get some more. Where we at? Because we got a couple scripts over here. What you got said? Well, fasting, yeah, Matthew 6, he just tell you, make sure you know why you fast. See, now the Sunday doctor got something they call the Daniel fast. About when Daniel fasted, about saving his life as well as the armed soldier who told him, you have to eat the king's meat or he gonna kill both of us. Well, Daniel said, I ain't gonna let you, look, go get me some pulse and go get me some of this. And when they look at me in a couple days, my skin gonna be fatter and further than if I was eating meat. I'm going to be extra healthy. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you, the God that backed me gonna see us through. And that soldier believed that. That was from another king ordering him to break the law, to eat the king's meat. And y'all know what's on there, a pig with an apple in his mouth. Let's get busy. You want to bite of this apple? So that fast has now become like Jenny Craig and Dick Gregory. It's on the market now. You heard about the Daniel fast? You heard about it? I'm saying, who finna get killed? The king's ordered everybody to eat his meat? What's going on? We at that point in scripture already, what's happening? No, what is he talking about? I'm talking about the Daniel fast. Well, only Daniel fast I know the king was ordering everybody to eat his meat or you was gonna die. But that's how we start to take scripts out of the Bible and make them a personal event and sell it. The Daniel fast. Y'all, that ain't nowhere in here to practice the Daniel fast like that unless we put in that same position that where they saying, look, man, the only food the CO saying y'all getting is this food. Man, let me talk to the CO. CO, you know I can't eat that, man. Come on, you know the God I serve you. And that light will draw him and he'll tell you, don't worry about it, man. I got you on this. You just gonna have to eat late after lights go out. But it's going to be that light powerful. The Most High ain't never left us in danger. He said, if you can find it on earth where I ever left any of my servants hanging, prove it. So that's what we say to anybody else of any doctrine. Prove why God ever left anybody hanging. You talk about your boys today and commissary, you still check. Man, I thought you said you were going to send that 20 up here, dog. Man, I'm down the last few sheets of toilet paper, man. You, okay, they send it too. Your boys won't send you no commissary. Who you been rolling with. But the Most High ain't gonna never leave you. Because if he did, you wouldn't have the testimonies when people get out. How they were saved through that. And they out now. Who they get the glory to? Y'all, they know. They understand. No matter how you think they call it, they know a higher power moved through these people. And I had life. I may have had to do 10, 15 years because I shouldn't have probably been in that alley with them other dudes. I should have did what Trey told Doughboy and them. Let me out the car, Doe. Before y'all go finish them other boys off that got Ricky. But no, we keep watching boys in the hood like Ricky gonna make it. Now if I watch it a third time, maybe he ain't gonna get shot this time. Ricky gonna get killed every time you watch. Where we at, bro?
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and 26.
What it say?
For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin.
Right.
But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses.
How did they do it? Under how many?
2 or 3 witnesses.
Right.
Of how much sore punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden under foot the Son of Yah.
See, so he's saying when you talk about, oh, that Old Testament God, he just mean, he did. This tell you, look, you thought that was rough? Did they put people to death back then with 2 or 3 witnesses? How much more for those that trodden the Son of Man underfoot? So keep hollering your non-messianic doctrine. Keep hollering your blemished lamb doctrine. We're going to pump the unblemished lamb born of a virgin.
That's right. That's
what the book say. We're going to keep pumping that he's the promise of Isaiah 7. He's the promise of Isaiah 53. That's what we're going to keep pushing to the time or till we go to the grave, whichever comes first. Because that's what the book say. Where we at?
Continuation of verse 29. Who hath trodden under foot the Son of Yah, and hath counted the blood of the covenant, wherewith he was sanctified, an unholy thing.
See how they count it as an unholy thing. Man, that nigga ain't the Messiah. Man, that, really? Okay, there's gonna be a judgment day. But all you have to do is jump out the bushes and holler, hey, it's close to the 4th of July, and throw a 25 pack of them Black Cat firecrackers and watch how they holler the Messiah. And they'll holler him in the name they hate. Lord Jesus, have mercy! Pow, 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 pow. Oh, them firecrackers. Whew. I thought I was gone. Who you holler for? Where we at?
A continuation of 29. And hath done despite unto the spirit of grace.
The what kind of grace?
The spirit of grace.
See, y'all, there's a spirit of grace. There's a flesh of grace too that allow you to keep living after you committed a sin that says he shall surely die. And you still breathing. There's a spirit of grace. Always been around. The flesh of grace is called liberty. Y'all, we getting a chance to get this thing right. If you fail, get up. But you ain't gonna never be able to quit on the laws and say, I'm just tired of trying with that one. I'm through trying. The Lord must want me to go out like this. Okay. Now your mind really being twisted. If you get tired, this ain't the walk for you. Because everywhere it says you must endure unto the end. You're going to have to get in shape with this one. You're not going to be able to be at the wilderness out of shape. You ain't gonna be able to be in the wilderness with a jumbo burger and fries and a Diet Coke. That's not gonna get you in shape at the rod. We got to be in shape before we get there, y'all. This is actually a race, a spiritual race to the finish line. Nothing should be able to stop you, y'all. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. We can't give up. Give up means that will now manifest into your flesh of giving up. Read some more, man. We got a couple scripts to go, y'all. We're going to get on out of here.
Yeah, I'm just tripping off the fact that in my script, you know, the spirit of grace, that spirit is capitalized. So
right.
That means that spirit of grace has got to be an important figure.
Yes, sir.
In verse 30, for we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me.
Who it belong to?
Belongeth unto me.
Right.
I will recompense, saith the Most High. And again, the Most High shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living Elohim.
Of the what kind of Elohim?
The living Elohim.
See, so to fall into the hands of the living Elohim, he has his words in a living book. Chapter and verses all throughout there that teach you how to live so you don't fall into his hands the wrong way, y'all. Because, y'all, you don't want to be put out of his house, y'all. There ain't no coming back. Once this is in, just like he was sacrificed one time, the book's only going to be open one time. You ain't going to get no appeal. The spiritual Johnny Cochran ain't showing up for you with that hat on sideways and a glove. You ain't got no appeal coming. That's it. You done. One way or the other. Either in a life of pleasantry, what you've been hoping for, and hope to see your family there and friends you love, or it's going to be tormentations. That's only options on the table. Now, if that's too much for you, you're going to have to find another doctrine that like to smooth it over for you. Yeah, they'll smooth it over for you at a drop of a hat. Now, what you say now, I understand the part the boy was a gangbanger and he killed 3 or 4 people. Now, when did he accept Christ? Well, I got him Christian when he was 1. We can put that down. He was know the Lord at an early age. What you got back there? Who has up? Let's get some more, y'all. Where we at?
Verse 32. But call to remembrance the former days, in which, after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of affliction.
A great fight of what?
Of affliction. Partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly whilst ye became companions of them that were so used. For ye had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and an enduring substance. Cast not away therefore your confidence.
Your what?
Your confidence.
Y'all believe it, don't cast your confidence away. Once you start making yourself believe it ain't gonna happen, it's gone, y'all. It's gone. You ain't gonna play it like you can get it back at any time. You can't get it back. Your confidence have to be sure so somebody see that light. When they start to see it's dim, you're going to be doing like this. Your work going to be like you tap a flashlight to make sure it come back on, but it's still yellow. That light ain't going to never be bright. Hold on, man. Pull the battery out, put it back in, screw it back on. Watch this. It's bright yellow for a little while and then it fades back out again. That light got to always be shining, and confidence in the faith of this volume of this book builds that light that where it's going to stay 110 watts all the time if we're looking from that perspective. Because he said, my word and my law, my eyes are 10,000 times the sun in its strength. The sun is in its strength at 12 noon. Between 12 and 2 p.m., I'll tell you, don't go outside, it's too hot out there. The sun is in its strength. It'll burn up every grass. You can't water your grass at that time, right? No. Because what? Now, how does water burn up the grass? because it'll scorch it. So his eyes are 10,000 brighter than that and can see everywhere. Your light have to be like that because that's what you represent. That should be showing through you. Let's get some more.
Verse 35. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of Yah, ye might receive the promise.
See, you can hold that. We have to have this faith of patience, y'all. We have to have that because once you say, I've been doing it, now you have to have patience enough to see it come through. You done read it, now you done walked it, because you have to walk it. It's a living book. Just can't tell about it. You have to live it so somebody can see the words that you read and they can look at you and say, he lives that. At least what he talk about that, he lived that. You have to live it. That's the other part that shows people. We can talk all day, all night, but if ain't nobody ever seen you live that, you just a talker. Let's move on. If I got a question before we move on to the next one, because we're going to talk about what drives this living book, and it's a powerful spirit sent back by the Father. Power, y'all. Not power to do wrong, but power to do right, to spread his word out there. And that's what Satan is waiting to do. Waiting for you to get that power and then tempt you to sin. Because your sinning now is going to be at a higher level. That's what he wants. He ain't waiting out there. Yeah, he'll do a little you collateral damage with you. You don't know the word. But when you know the word, that's when he on your trail. That's when he comes. Because what he's coming after is you to corrupt that spirit that the Lord gave you. That ignites your soul. You're going to corrupt that. That's what he's looking for. And that's what he's going to point out to the Lord. Same thing I did. Same thing I did. You ain't created the lake of fire for him and his offspring. Same thing I did, Lord. Are you impartial? No. See, because the Lord going to show all of the thought process. He going to show when you came to him, whether it was in a vision or a dream, and he going to show you his thought process in his dream. Y'all, if dreams wasn't important, bad dreams wouldn't have you thinking and crazy all day, would it? A person couldn't look at you and tell, man, what's wrong? Man, that dream last night. What you dreamt? Man, it's crazy. You know, I thought about this. Or you'd be like, yeah, that do sound kind of crazy, but your face is so torn up, it made me have to ask you what's going on in there. That's why when we fast, we ain't supposed to have that same look. You're supposed to be smiling. It say, anoint thy head. Put some Afro sheen in there. Them lift with some Cormex. Now, how you looking? You can't be looking like Tyrone Biggum, lips cracked open and just fasting, dog. You know, just trying to get busy with the Lord. Ain't ate nothing in 3 days, dog. Ain't drank nothing either. You know, that's how I'm trying to make my... Ain't nobody supposed to know. Because your spirit feels. There's no lack of earthly substance. How you looking like you lacking earthly substance and you talking about I'm doing this for the Lord? That's flesh talk. Where we at? Let's get to this Hebrews chapter 4:12. Just go back a couple verses, y'all. We just gonna talk about the power of the Spirit. We got a couple chapters we're gonna get, y'all, and we're gonna get on out of here.
You say 4?
Yeah, Hebrews 4. Start about, let's see if we need to go back to 10, but you can start about 12. Start at 9 because there's a different rest, y'all, so that under the Melchizedek order, y'all, we're looking for a different rest. If you're looking for the rest of this weekly Sabbath, you're going to be looking for pain during the first day of the week or the second day of the week when you got to go back to work. You're going to keep looking for a cycle that you have to keep repeating over and over again. We have to look for that eternal rest that Adam was given and failed in that eternal rest. And now he had to sweat from his brow. He had the eternal rest, y'all. This is what we got to be looking for. Y'all, we ain't going back to Mount Sinai. We're trying to go back to the Garden of Eden before they sinned. That was the kingdom of heaven. Made before the earth was. The Garden of Eden. A garden was put eastward in Eden. Eden is the whole earth. The garden was put on the east side of that. That's where the kingdom come down. I saw New Jerusalem. Fashioned and straightened up. Streets straightened up. Everything rehabbed up like it's supposed to be. Prepared as a bride for a groom. Can't enter back in without him doing. We ain't gonna start that again. So that's the look we have to look for. And it's coming to earth like the first one did. You ain't going up there. Ain't no need to keep talking that talk. I can't wait to get up there with Big Mama. If Big Mama up there, she sleep. If she's on the third level of Abraham's bosom, she sleep. Where we at?
Hebrews chapter 4, verse 9.
What it say?
There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of your house.
To the people of who?
Of your house.
So y'all, there's a rest, another rest coming. Which rest is this talking about? Is this talking about the weekly Sabbath, or is there another rest we talking about? Go ahead, brother.
For he that is entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, and Yahweh did as Yahweh did from his.
See, a lot of people think that the Most High just stopped work. It ain't just stopping work. He had to monitor his creation. He had to get it, but he ceased from his works of building and creating. That work was done. Now you oversee your work. It's just like you start a business. You have to oversee your business. But once you get it, all of the 20 hours a day, all of the late nights, all everything, sacrifice it, till you get your private business up and running, and then you can kind of sit back. I'll let him run it. I'll let him do this. I'll let him do this. He's a surety for me. He speaks for me, but I'm sitting back here. I'm the CEO over this. I'm not moving. I got other people to do that for me. That's the rest, but work is continually going. When we get in the kingdom, it's still going to be work going to teach the nations. They got to come up to Jerusalem, acknowledge what they've been hating their whole life. And acknowledge it. If you don't, no rain. No rain, no what?
No crops.
No crops, no what?
No life.
I didn't write. Let's read some more.
Verse 11. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest.
See, we got to labor to enter into that rest. If we keep laboring about this weekend, that one going to keep coming back on. It going to keep coming back on us. And you're trying to find ways. You're going to keep fighting, about the job. When they want me to work, they tell me mandatory overtime or this. Or I got my job here and most of my business come in on it. You're going to keep fighting in that rest. It ain't going to never be true rest until we start thinking about this one. Not saying that you look to that one out the side anyway. That one's practice. But you have to practice it like you're looking for this one. You may have to do something on this one, as long as it's a good work in the keeping of the law. It's lawful to do good on the Sabbath. If your mama car stopped on the highway and it's 9:30, what you gonna do? Mama. Mama, you know what the deal is. You know the rules of this. Mama, I can't come out on the Sabbath. Well, baby, can you send a tow truck? I'm not going to ask nobody to break the Sabbath. Boy, these cars keep coming by, look like gang members. Call on the Lord, Mama. Y'all know. But if some take it to that level, y'all. Go ahead, where we at?
Verse 11 again. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
Lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. The law, we had to keep writing laws about the Sabbath in the wilderness. Don't go out and get these sticks on this day. Gather enough that day. They go out, have to write a law how to punish that. Gather just this much manna bread, the rest gonna spoil, so you don't keep stacking up and gather. See, what we start to do is try to gather up so much so we don't have to work the other days. Nope, you ain't gonna gather that. He said it's gonna be enough. When you gather what you do, the rest is gonna spoil. So we wouldn't break the law. Had to write another one for that. Then write another one for this. Oh, they can't remember what Mount Sinai, what you said, Moses. Okay, let's write one about fringes. So that they can look at them and say, this is supposed to remind me of the law.
Right.
If this reminds you of the law and you breaking the law, it ain't about this. It's about some flesh. You got this on? What is it reminding you of? Keep reading some more.
Verse 12.
Uh-huh.
For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
This, the word of God, is quick and powerful and sharper than any sword. You can get the best ninja you want, ain't nothing gonna cut you like the word of the Most High, because it cuts down so deep that it cuts through your consciousness and make you toss and turn at night looking for the cool side of the pillow. It's hot. Till morning come. And guess when you're gonna get your best sleep? When the alarm go off. Now you sleeping like you should have been sleeping 6 hours ago. Then look, Lord have mercy, and kick the covers up on the ceiling fan. Show up at work, clothes ain't tucked in, breath stinking. Still past the grace period at work. Where we at?
Piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
See, that's what it is. It discerns the intent of the heart and your thought process. Yo, it's just like when they come for you today, if you've committed a crime, they coming for your hard drive. And they coming for your phone. We need to see everything he Googled. We need to see everything he brought up in the last 30 days. Long, sis, you broke your foot? Oh, did you? Oh, yeah?
See, I'm 3 weeks out though.
Okay. All right, so that's what they come for, y'all. And that's what they put on TV. He was searching how to kill my next door neighbor. How to make a bomb and don't get caught. Well, you're on the internet. You're calling, cell towers get you. You don't, it's just going to have to keep going, and they run a whole trail of your thought process because you tell it. And the problem what scares us right now is when you start typing in something and that Google finished the rest of your thought process. This what you're looking for? How to beat the sun if you've been hanging out all night? You ain't gonna never beat the sun. You're driving and looking at that and the sun is coming up and you racing the sun. And the speed of light is 187,000 miles a second. And you in an old Ford leaking oil and 3 hubcaps missing. Trying to get home before the sun come up. Ain't gonna happen. Your race is in vain. Where we at?
Verse 13. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight.
Right.
But all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do.
So this is what you were speaking of, sister. Everything that breathes oxygen, even the moon, the sun, every animal is up under orders. That's why if a beast mess with a woman, they kill both of them, just like if it's two men, a man and a woman, or two men that ain't supposed to be together. It kills them because you have to put them down, because those beasts will get ready for that. Y'all let a beast get out of control, you think you're having a problem with them humping everybody's leg to come in the house. It'll be a whole different subject. You let that beast get out of control. Be leading you to his bedding. I want to share these kibbles and bits for we. Hey, yo, bestiality is coming. Get ready for it.
That's it, man.
Just like same sex is on every channel you watch, is there. Bestiality is on its way next. Get ready for it, just like the days of Noah was. Get ready. Y'all see what's on TV right now? You have to monitor cartoons for these children. Don't y'all ever, if y'all see anything with Mr. Pickles on it, try to drive it out of your network. That's the worst cartoon on earth. What you got, bro?
Cartoon Dora the Explorer.
Huh? Dora the Explorer? Yeah. She grown now? What?
She's 21. She eating edibles and everything.
Boy, y'all hear that? Dora done grew up. Y'all, we in a spiritual war. We finished that, bro. What you saying, sis?
They preferring us for bestiality with like those Snapchats and Instagram where you can put filters on to make yourself look like
Put
a dog.
animal ears on your head.
Right, all of that.
And that puppy monkey baby thing that's running around.
What is that, y'all? Puppy, monkey, baby. What does that got to do with an energy drink? Puppy, monkey, baby. It's mixed with 3 kinds.
It makes you dance.
Right, it's a monkey and a dog. And it's something that has got human in it, probably stem cell, that it got on a pamper. What is that got to do with an energy drink? Will you get energized if you get with this puppy, monkey, baby? Some things, y'all, are so subliminal. You have to really think about what they are trying to get across to the public. And they get up and dance, but we always know when wickedness and idol worship and things we should worship don't happen, there's rising up to play and dancing and music, dancing to wickedness. That makes you think it's okay. Because look, they dancing, it's gotta be cool if they dancing. They dancing to wickedness. What is it about a puppy, monkey, baby that make you want to dance? John chapter 6, verse 63.
Is it 33?
63.
63.
Yeah, John 6, 63. And just once again, what the Spirit does when it says it's quickened, y'all, that's what we have to understand. There's not a 12-step program with the Lord. When it hits you, you're going to know that that's it. It's going to turn the light on right there. Like all of us got our stories when we're searching for the truth. Like I was going to everybody I thought that in Christian, all the people at work that brought their Bibles every day, and I was asking them questions, and none of them could answer it. They just answered it how they was taught. Well, you just got to believe. What is it I'm supposed to believe? In the Bible, what? In the Bible. Now, just come to our church and they'll tell you what I'm talking about. Why do you have your Bible here all night? That's what I'm asking. What are you studying? Couldn't get no answer. Time to Kill auditorium. Now here come Farrakhan and Al Sharpton on the same tour. Wait a minute. He don't believe in the Messiah as the Messiah. He believes he's damaged good. And he believes, and you on the same tour? No, when Farrakhan got up there and did his thing, Al Sharpton opened up. So who got the book opens up for a philosopher again. Something wrong with this. And then all he came with was rhymes, like he do when the people was hollering. On the Farrakhan tour, talking about white people and their connection with that. You see, Audie, everybody hollering. They're trying to get our old people hooked on crackers. What we used to call white people back in the day, crackers. We're gonna get them hooked on crackers. And our young people hooked on crack. I'm like, this what you reading? This what you doing? And then here comes Farrakhan. Wave that dollar, everybody waving their money. They snatching it out of your hand. I'm like, that ain't it. that ain't it. I just wasted some money, but that ain't it. That's bread that don't satisfy. Buying books, bread that don't satisfy. The answer ain't that. And when the simple question was, do you know who the Lord is? I heard another brother used to quote scripture. Never seen him about. I said, you know that Bible, don't? He said, I don't, but I know somebody that do. Introduced me to brother. First thing I'm thinking, I'm gonna see a preacher dressed up like this. He opened the door with a toothpick in his mouth. And, what's up with you players? What kind of preacher is this? Brothers watching the game, y'all want to bury something, you know, come on in. Just ask a question. Do you know who you are? Do you know where you came from? Yeah, black man from Mississippi. That's where I was born. Starkville. 61. Do you know who you are? Yeah, African American. Wrong answer. Went through there and the light clicked on. The light clicked on for no matter who Israel know who it is. Deuteronomy 28 is going to click the light on. But it's what you do with it after the light clicks on. Or you're going to get the extended wattage where you never have to change this bulb because it's appointed to man to die once and then it's the judgment. Hebrews 9:27. So you ain't coming back around again to try your light again. You better keep your light bright right now. Where we at?
John chapter 6, verse 63.
So we're going to hit that and then we're going to move right to, I just want to hit that one verse. I want to hit a little bit in James and then we're going to finish off, y'all. I want to hit a little bit of this Job, that we understand a man who suffered, but we need to understand his mindset and how he thought about everything and how he cornered the four sides of every law. Every law has four sides to it. Every law. Stealing from the whole nine. Proverbs 6, you can't, Proverbs 26, you can't despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul. So there's lightweight thieving. No, it's just telling you if a man would come and grab an apple to live, you cannot look at him like you would a thief who just stealing because stealing is the end thing. This man trying to eat this, but it don't let him off the hook. It say you have to bring back 7 apples if he stole one from you, to let you know that he wasn't just in this because you had an apple tree that you heard about. You know, it's an apple tree in Mr. Johnson's yard. No, it can't be that. If you hit Mr. Johnson's yard, it better be because you on the deathbed of starving out. Just like the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath, the body was not to die out from hunger. There's rules set up to prevent that from happening. But if it's from this perspective, then you must do this so we'll know you ain't got a scam money. Where we at?
John chapter 6, verse 63.
What it say?
It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing.
What does the flesh profit?
Nothing.
Zero. Anything you talking about outside, zero. It has zero profit. Zero. If you're working a zero profit plan, who's going to buy into it? How you going to sell that? Now look, it may start off rough. You're going to give me this much and you're not going to get anything back ever. Who's in?
Don't start off rough and stay rough.
Who's in? You're not going to get anything back. Who's in? Go ahead.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
They are what?
They are spirit and they are life.
See, the words they're speaking are living, y'all. They're jumping off the pages. They are not to be just looked at as a smooth read. Not as a smooth read. We have to quit buying that don't satisfy. Hold it for me, just get that Isaiah 55, 1 through 8, y'all. So y'all understand what I'm saying so that you don't get caught up into book buying too. Books are a lot of knowledge. But you have to understand, there ain't no book out there that explains the Bible better than the Bible. Nuh-uh. He don't need no help like that. Because they got a different author. Those books can assist you along your walk, but they'll never replace the Holy Scripture. Is that 55, 1 through 8? Make sure I'm in the right area. Yeah. Y'all will understand what true money is what you can't see. It's money on the inside. Because y'all, you can't buy or sell a gift. When you see an Israelite child doing something, or you see a spirit, y'all, there's the natural, then there's the preternatural, and then there's the supernatural on the level. On the earthly plane, there's regular, then there's gifted, and then there's God gifted. When you see a man run this fast in this amount of time, that's God gifted. When you see a man leap up over this, and ain't nobody else doing that, and you know he ain't had training to do that, that's God gifted. When you hear a songstress belt out tunes and ain't had no fun, that's God gifted. That's so we get to see his work of how to praise him in song and dance. Yo, David's clothes came up on him when he was dancing for the Lord. But it wasn't Casey and JoJo or them H-Town boys. David wasn't dancing and pouring milk on his chest. It wasn't none of that. But he got wild and his clothes came up. Y'all, where you think they get it from? No, wasn't no H-Town going on with David. Not then when he was coming through praising the Lord. But the nations have to see it. And they look and they wonder. They just got us dancing, singing now. They just got us strip dancing. That's all they want to see from us is the stripper dance. And now they got men want to strip. That's what they do. They have a singing sin, dancing sin, and praising sin. Where we at?
Isaiah chapter 55 verse 1.
What it say?
Oh, everyone that thirsts.
Everyone that do what?
That thirst.
Y'all, when you looking for that word, you are thirsty. You're thirsting for the word of the Most High. You want that spiritual water. Go ahead.
Come ye to the water.
Come ye to where?
To the water.
Uh-huh.
And he that has no money.
No what?
No money.
Uh-huh.
Come ye, buy and eat. Yeah, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Now go in the whole food store and think this means physical. No, now the scriptures say. And you got wine and milk and no money.
They call the police on you.
How long that gonna last?
Till the police get there.
Yes. Go ahead, bro.
Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread?
For that which is what?
Not bread.
Why am I listening to T.D. Jakes? How to Hustle the Flock. Get my book today. Creflo Dollar. Don't do the law. Don't be a fool. By Creflo Dollar. You gonna buy bread that don't satisfy? What do you think you're gonna get out of that? Go ahead, bro.
And your labor for that which satisfieth not.
You working backwards. It's called hustling backwards. You done wasted a whole lot of time and ain't got no money. A whole lot of time just done hustle back. The whole day gone and ain't nothing been accomplished. Hustling backwards. Like pawning the only TV to pay the cable bill. You still ain't watching TV. You're hustling backwards. Go ahead.
Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good.
Do what?
Eat ye that which is good. And let your soul delight itself in fat.
See what you gonna let delight itself? What's gonna delight itself?
Your soul.
Not your flesh. Go ahead.
Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live.
Shall do what?
Shall live.
See, because the living book say your soul shall live. Go ahead.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee.
Nations that knew not thee shall do what?
Run unto thee, because of the Lord thy power.
Because of who?
The Lord thy power.
Not because of your own, but because of the Lord thy power. Go ahead.
And for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
Right.
Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him.
What will he have?
Mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither your ways my ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts.
So we can hold that with that one. So you see how the Most High is talking. He's like, look, get this spiritual bread. You ain't even got to pay no money for it. Why you keep buying their books? For what? What are you going to learn from their books? You know, he's just saying, but keep it in perspective. If you buying it to unlock the Bible, them ain't the right keys. The key is right here. It's called common sense. You can see common sense. Oh, that's what that means. He talked to the disciples in common sense. He didn't have to bust their heads every time, chapter and verse. We're not to go law to law with each other constantly. He gave them parables that they can relate to. And then he put the word on. Once they get it, then he said, this is what it's like. This is what the scripture like. So they said then, now we understand what he was trying to say to us. Just like he did Peter on the rooftop while he was hungry. Got in his head while he was hungry. Because the devil will tempt you with some unclean meat and showed him 3 things, unclean beasts. Peter, rise, kill, and eat while he's hungry. He said, no. In the vision, he didn't break law. Not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything uncommon or unclean. And that was after the Messiah had risen. So anybody saying he washed pork away, Peter right here saying, no, these are years later. No, Lord. Is he telling the Lord? Is he talking back to the Lord? Disrespectful. No, Lord. He's telling him why I haven't eaten anything unclean or uncommon. Because of your law, statutes, and judgment. Am I wrong? And it said Peter doubted in himself. He didn't doubt the law. In himself. Where did I go off at? Did I misinterpret the scripture? Then the Lord give him the understanding when he comes back to his mind. Oh, when Cornelius comes, that's what the play is. We ain't got to eat no unclean food. He telling me I have to accept other human beings now into this fold. Or your servant's going to be your own people. One or the other. If you get rid of everybody on earth, who's going to be your servant? Well, that's promised. They're making servants out of you now, right now. There's groups out here making servants of Israel. Groups of Israel making servants out of Israel. Because they warred in the nation. So you're practicing not seeing these people in the kingdom. That's what you're practicing. We don't want to see nobody else. Zechariah 14 you're going to have a problem with. Isaiah, all of 14 you're going to have a problem with. All of the scripture, the Zephaniah, the Zechariah, all of them you're going to have a problem with. Of the nations that have to come up and serve you as the leader of the entire planet Earth, given to you by the promise of the Father and the Son. If that don't happen, then it goes void. If you're practicing they can't come, that's a false prophecy because it's void of what the scripture is about. They won't be there according to your prophecy. James chapter 1. Y'all, we ain't got but a couple more. We're going to get on out of here. I want to make sure I hit this 1 Peter and this Job, y'all. We close out, y'all. What's going on, Ahab? You good? Okay.
Ahab. Where you want to start at in that, James?
Start at 1 and 1, because we'll see who he's talking to. Y'all, we greet each other like this. After Hebrews, y'all.
Everybody there? All right, we're reading in the book of James in chapter 1 and verse 1. And it reads.
Oh, here's some pages, flip.
We cherish for our family.
Yes, sir.
We good? All right, let's get some understanding. James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of Yah and of the Master Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes.
To the who?
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings.
So you see how James opened up his message to who he's opening it up to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. The message is coming to the lost sheep, like he was ordered to do. Go ahead.
My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
See, everything has to have a complete work at the end. There has to be a reaping and sowing process. Always with faith, there's a reaping and sowing process. What you plant has to reap something. It'll either be bad or good, whatever it plant, it will reap something. So that with the trying of your patience. So y'all write down Sirach chapter 2 verse 1 in the Apocrypha, because it gets into when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your heart for temptation. And also in the Apocrypha, Baruch 4 and 25 will say the same thing. So you're stacking your witness on getting your mind ready when you come serve the Lord. See, a lot of people, as soon as the first tribulation hit, they gone. Mm-hmm. Like gas in the wind, gone.
What was that first one, Sirach?
Sirach chapter 2 verse 1, and then Baruch chapter 4 verse 25. Get the witness stacked up that let you know in your mindset, this ain't no easy walk, but it ain't grievous. It will never make you feel like, damn, I should have stayed at the Catholic Church. It ain't gonna never do that. It ain't gonna never be grievous like that. But you got to know what you're getting into with this walk. This walk is to the casket drop.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
See, so the only temptations that the Lord gonna bring, like if you look up temptations, it means either a trial or an affliction coming at you from the evil side. The first side, when the Most High put you in temptation, it's a trial. That's all it was. Abraham was tried. All of the patriarchs was tried to try their faith. They were never, ever tried with evil. The Most High didn't tell Abraham to sacrifice his son, and his one sacrifice. He never did nothing to you that he would ask you to do that he didn't do. But he stopped Abraham, didn't stop it for his own son, did he? So y'all, we have to get that understanding and clear. The Most High ain't gonna never break his own laws and rules and expect you to hold up to him. Let's read some up.
Verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
See, when you become perfect and entire, wanting nothing, you understand the ways of the Lord. And the first thing is, I may not be here tomorrow. Once you get that locked in your mindset, that'll help the rest of your conscience to walk circumspectly every day, because you don't want to be caught in your sin. You don't want to wake up in judgment in your sin. The last thing I remember when I wake up like this, looking around, I'm looking for that same sin I was in. It ain't there. I'm in judgment, ain't it? This judgment, ain't it? Yes, it is. Last thought on your mind, all the way through the line, trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of this when I get up to him. I'm going to say, actually, that wasn't me, that was a clone. Lord, it was the times of Noah. Nope. Keep thinking.
Try again.
Try again. And when you finally get up there to ready to speak, you're going to put your mouth on lock. There should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Gnashing is I can't open my teeth. You're going into full ventriloquist mode at judgment. No, Lord! No! You got to open that book back up. No! Nope. I don't see your name here. Tried under when I was Moshe ben such and such. Nope. Don't see it. Don't see a Moshe born in Mississippi. Don't see it. Try it under this name. Don't see it. Them, God forbid that none of them words are said to us, y'all, but we got to do right. Let's read some more.
Verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yah.
Let him ask of who?
Let him ask of Yah.
Don't ask no man, y'all. Ask of Yah first. Go in your closet and ask of Yah. I want wisdom. I know it's something to deal with, but Solomon asked for it to deal with this people. This people, y'all. This hard-head people. This Bokeem Woodbine on Jason Lyric's hard head. Harder than that. Let's read some more.
Let him ask of Yah, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
So he give you, if you ask for it, how much you need based on your faith. Because you can't have all of that wisdom and lose your faith. So I'm going to give you a little bit more and see how you do with that. Give you a little bit more and see how you do with that. Y'all know how I go on job. You let you get responsibility, more responsibility, more responsibility. But you can't give none of that responsibility back. Where we at?
We're in verse 6. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering.
Can't waver. Can't be asking like the answer is no already. Lord, I just want you to be with me, and you know, I know you're a busy man, but if you could just be, and I understand sometimes you don't, you talking yourself out of the present. Lord, I need you. Got my hands hold up just like you say, like a baby hold it up to a parent. I need you. Pick me up. And I'll tell you when you pick me up. I'm whispering in your ear. I need some help. I can't turn this flesh problem loose. Can you help me? It's going to come with some stripes. Okay. Okay. It's like your mama when she used to do it. And put that salve on. Yeah, I told you don't do it, didn't you? And I'm going to whoop you again if you do it again. We clear on it? Yeah, we clear. Ooh, is this the devil? Go ahead, bro.
But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
Don't know which way it's going. Here today, there tomorrow. Go ahead.
For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High.
You can't expect to receive anything and you ain't dead. You can't expect to get that job and you ain't fill out the application. How are you waiting for them to call and they ain't got no record of it? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8, one of my favorites.
Yes.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
So what that means is you got flesh ruling and you got spirit ruling. And they're equal ruling in your mind. You got roommates going on up here. So which one of them right? It's called, they got a bunch of other different names for it, bipolar, Jekyll and Hyde. All of those names are double-minded. One day you on, the next day you off. Double-minded. You got to let spirit rule over flesh. It must rule over, it must be dominant for it to control it. If you equal it up, that flesh gonna get out of control. It'll run rampant. It'll be like putting that new Charger engine in a Pinto. It ain't gonna be able to handle it. The door's gonna fly off as soon as you step on the gas pedal. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 9. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted.
Yes, sir.
But the rich in that he is made low. Because as the flower of the grass, he shall pass away.
So death is to everybody. Even the poor, let him, joy when he's exalted. And let the rich know that money cannot buy salvation, neither can it keep the death angel away. Where you gonna go? Yes, I'm here to make a payment on keeping the death angel away. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a whole gold bar. I'm gonna give him my son's college tuition too. Yeah, How much you got? And it's the devil right there saying, you good. You can believe that lie if you want to. You can't buy the death angel away. When he's coming, he's coming. He's been given orders. Go get it. Just like on the Bone Thugs and Harmon video, when they came to get Uncle Charlie and he stood up. The death, you want some of this? You want some of what Uncle Charlie finna get? And he sat back down. No. See you, Uncle Charlie. Go ahead.
Verse 11. For the sun is no sooner risen with a burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower thereof falleth, and the grace of the fashion of it perisheth. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
What is that man?
He's blessed is the man that endured temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
See, and that's when he is tried. So we know that James is talking about the temptation. There's a trial. It's saying he's being tried. Gold is tried in the fire. If you let your mouth say I'm this, there's a temptation coming. It's not for evil. It's for the deal has already been made. The Lord say, who you come for? I come for him. Oh, my servant him? Oh, he good. I don't believe it. Take the head from around. I'm telling you, you're good. You're wasting your time. You be back. Okay, there you go. Y'all have to understand the Lord uses all of everything that's evil to correct evil. It's either going to make you straighten up or you're going to go all the way down to the path with it. One or the other. But he don't use the righteous to get tangled up with the evil. There's evil spirits to deal with evil, period. These is what the book of Enoch, the 14th, 15th chapter say. Those spirits from the giants that the dead, the flesh of them didn't cross over, but the spirit of them crossed over to do harm. And that's what he used because the Most High don't waste nothing. Them spirits ain't just going to be sitting around waiting to do nothing. He's like, come on, get up. You got work to do. Go and deal with him who like to live like you. Go get him. And they have to go and get him. This is when we get in that 110, y'all, when they talk about, and some have been turned over to Satan. Y'all, we ain't got the power to turn nobody over to Satan, but we're going to hit that so you understand that the very next words are talking about his flesh so his spirit can live. Sometimes somebody get on the wrong path, you can't, you just have to say what we use the term is you got to let him bump his head. You got to let him bump his head, see, because everything ain't telling. So you got to let him bump his head. And hopefully it don't bump into the white meat. Hopefully it's just a may not. It may go down, it may not. Where we at?
We're at verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Most High hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yah. For Yah cannot be tempted with evil.
See what he cannot be what?
Tempted with evil.
See, so he's not going to tempt you with evil. He's not going to tempt you to go rob a bank. There will never be those temptations. I'm going to do it and see if the faith with me. I'm going to go in there and see if Rusty the bailiff going to pull his pistol. I'm going to go and don't you do it. Don't you walk across rush hour traffic seeing if the hedge is around you. Don't you do it. Satan tried to do that with the Messiah in Matthew 4:4 when he took him up on a high mountain when he had been fasting 40 days and felt 40 nights. Throw yourself off the cliff. The script say, angels will bear thee up. Messiah answered back with script, I'm not to tempt the Lord, are you? Come on, Satan, you know the rules. You're going to try me like this because I'm in flesh now. And spirit is still reigning supreme. Ain't no bipolarism here. Ain't no roommates with this here. You know better. Okay, Satan, okay. I know you're hungry, 40 days and 40 nights. You ain't ate none. I know you're hungry. Command these stones be made bread. See the supernatural power Satan knew the Lord had. You got the power when you command them stones to be made bread. Man should not do what? But by what? That's what he quoted to him. After a while, he just and left. I'll be back though. I'll be back. And that's what he do. He only leaves for a season. Y'all, so when you in this walk, a season is like 3 months. You get out of them in the springtime, here come trouble in the fall. You got the season of summer, free of him. But here come the fall. Guess who's knocking at the door? Till you get up and open it. And see who's out there and coming for you. You ready for trial number 2? I'm ready. I'm grounded. I'm rooted. What you got? All he got is law breaking. That's all he got. You see that car next door with the keys in it running? That's yours. I wasn't in no dealership yesterday or this morning. What do you mean that one's mine? I see it got plates on it. Them plates in my name? No, but there's some keys in there running. He came because either you like to ride in cars you ain't supposed to, or you truly believe in a lie that this is a gift from the Lord. No, it's going to be a UFO instead of a car with plates on it. It's going to be something supernatural. Because you still going to be riding with doubt when the police get behind you. Wonder what he pulling me over for. Click. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. For Yah cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man.
Neither tempted he any man. So when you see the definition, every word always has 2 definitions. Temptation, trial, or the evil personification. You're being tempted by evil, one of the 2. The Most High never tempts you with evil. Satan gives you trials of evil. That's what he does. He's an expert at it. He got 1/3 of the angels. And we worried about here in this flesh, he conned 1/3 of supernatural. This what you dealing with. Yo, we look for guardian angels. We look for protection of angels, and the one you're battling got 1/3 of them. And didn't nothing influence him but what's inside a man is called pride. That got Satan. There ain't a scripture on this planet to say Satan was influenced by evil or tempted by anything. There's no head above the serpent. According to Sirach 9, ain't no head above the serpent. So when you understand what got Satan, pride is the only word in the Bible that don't have a flip side of good. You can covet the best gifts earnestly. According to the word, you can covet to speak in tongues, but you can't cover another neighbor's idol because you want what he got. That's bad coveting, I should say. You can lust for certain things your heart desires, but you can't lust after something that belongs to another person. But pride, There ain't no other side for it. You can Google pride everywhere in the dictionary. There is not a flip side of pride. Because pride say, I don't have to answer no more to nobody. Not even to God himself. That's what got Lucifer. I'm not answering no more. Sick of taking orders. And he never was taking orders. All he said is walk this path and you be cool with me. Those are commandments, but they're not grievous orders to say that where you think all the time I have to walk like a robot. You got free will to enjoy everything. Keeping the law don't mean you ain't gonna never break one. It means you know the rules. When you do, how do I get back in good grace? The man that doeth this, he must do this. The woman that doeth this, she must do this to get back in good grace. The best way to stay out of trouble is to what? Not let trouble in you. If you don't let trouble in, you won't never have to worry about getting it out of you. Just don't let it come in. You are the doorkeeper. Who is it? Trouble? What you want? You ain't heard, have you? What? Now look, I can't have company long, trouble. Just for a few minutes. Come on in. What? What? Get on out there. Hey, waking up. No, trouble is in at this point. You got to cut trouble off and give the water no passage. You have to block it. Once you let water go through, it's going to do what water does. Y'all ever seen flood water take down a building? Flood water will tear up a street of concrete like it's, and it's just flood water just rolling. Let's read some more, y'all. We ain't got but one more. We're going to get on out of here. What you got, sis? Go ahead.
So would you say principle, according to what you just said, would you say that principle and law are simultaneous?
Principle and law are simultaneously? Yeah, because law is principle. So it has rules. You know, so principle is how you exact the law. The principle, you stand up. You know, it's like the principal is the head of the whole school, so to speak. So principles, that's what they are. You understand it. It's all it is keep you in preciseness. You know, the principle. If we look up principle, you understand it perfectly. So that's what it is. It's like the principle back in the day, they used to administer the, what's it called, the corporal punishment. See, they would put the Board of Education on you. Mm-hmm. Back in my day, they had a board with holes in it.
Yeah. Need to go back.
They will put the Board of Education on you. Bend over, pow, pow, and send you back to your class. And you trying to say them allergies while you got tears in your eyes. No, they didn't get it. They didn't get it. Oh, we heard you sit down like this. Right. Yo.
So you say that it's a supreme principle?
Supreme principle, absolutely, to get you ready for a supernatural lifestyle that will never end. You can't think of it cornerly because you'll only rise to this level. You have to think and hope past that. I want to see what my soul looks like and acts like when it's in full understanding and full completeness and perfect law that the Lord say, come on, hang out with me. You have to think, what does my soul look like when it's around them? What will it look like that? This how I want. You're going to look like you. Because this ain't changing. Flesh just coming over your structure. That's all it's doing. But you going to look just like you in the kingdom. But the only deal is it will be the supernatural you. Go ahead, bro. Where we at?
We're in the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 14.
What it say?
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
Of his own what?
Of his own lust.
Uh-huh.
And enticed.
See, there's two parts to that. You're drawn away and then you get enticed with it. That's what Satan do. He find out what your lust is. See, either it's going to be a righteous lust because he ain't coming because you're lusting to keep the word of God. He's not here for that. He's lusting what's got you, and he know you've been peeping and cheating. He said, that's what I come for. And you're enticed. The devil will never entice you with with the word of the Lord, because if Satan go against Satan, he tears whole house down. So if he come and entice us with the word of the Lord, he still tears down his own house. That's why the Messiah said, they call me Beelzebub, but if I'm Beelzebub and I'm doing the work of the Lord, then y'all shouldn't even be mad at me, because I'm destroying the devil anyway. Why you mad, Pharisee? You're calling me and I'm doing the work y'all say y'all doing. So why y'all mad at me? Because I'm helping y'all tear down Satan's house. And they think they get in a huddle. What we ought to say. Ain't nothing to say with that one. And then they just disappear. Just go on about their business. Read some more.
Verse 15. Then when lust hath conceived.
When lust hath done what?
Conceived.
See, y'all, see how this is spiritual intercourse. This is how it's telling you. You want something, you see, something you like, you get enticed. And then when it conceives or it brings forth pregnancy, that's what conception is, to make pregnant. I don't care what book you look it up in, conception means to make pregnant. And guess how long it takes? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows how long conception takes to make pregnant?
2 minutes.
How many? 2 minutes. Look, you may be right. You may be absolutely right, sis. Or 20. One or the other. It ain't gonna be too much longer after that. You can make up all them stories of you that ate juju root and you went to the morning light. 2 or 20 minutes. And it's over. But that's why they don't have a month after pill. What is the pill? To stop conception. The morning after pill, but pregnancy is already taking place. You're just doing an early deal. They just got Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, in a bottle now. And if you mess up, we can get rid of that the next morning. We can get rid of that the next morning. That's how quick it is. This the problem with the non-messianics trying to say Mary got pregnant after she went on to stop by Joseph's house. Then she went to Elizabeth's house. So she stopped by Joseph's house, got a booty call, and went on to Elizabeth's house. Instead of when she said, be it so, Lord, your word stand true. She was pregnant then. That second, that minute, that hour, she was pregnant. Didn't have to stop off and get pregnant. That ain't in the record. They coax you into believing that's in the record. Who else lived in Judea? Everybody out there hollering, Joseph! How about Earl from the tribe of Benjamin? How about Rufus from the tribe of Judah, out of the family of this person? All them lived in Judea. Why'd it have to be Joseph? Don't lead me down the path of destruction to show me a blemished lamb. Because if you say Mary had a booty call, it's blemished. It's blemished. The marriage ceremony is backwards. That ain't written in the scripture for you to jump on them first and then this the other way around. It's written another way. So we have to be understanding in this when he's talking to us from this language. If that happens, go back and correct it and come back right. Everybody good? That's all he's saying, just fix your mistakes. The Most High ain't never said one and done unless it's such a repeated offense. He say, you got to go. You got to go. D-E-D-A-D-O. There to go. You got to go. Where we at?
We're in verse 15. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
See how conception and pregnancy, it brings forth sin like the baby. You just birthed this baby. You just birthed this baby after conception. Go ahead.
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Bringeth forth what?
Bringeth forth death.
Do
not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning.
He the same yesterday as today. You can hold that. Let's get right. Until y'all ain't got but a couple more. I want to hit this Job 31 because it's very important to get into the thoughts of a man who was considered righteous and perfect, and a man who we try to figure out, was he an Israelite or was he an Edomite? The questions are still going on, but this is going to let us know inside what's determining who he was from the Lord, because the Lord, no matter what he is, the Lord put a hedge around him. Until we get in here and Job, who was from the tribe of Naphtali, of the seed of Rehoboam, of the son of such and such. I ain't seen it. So I see a lot of times where servants not of this nation of Israel are called to the fold and protected like we are. But for me just to say that, or me to tell anybody that, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say he's a servant of the Lord. Whether he Jew or Gentile, his record stand. It's not meant for us to focus on his outer cup. It's meant for us to focus on his inner cup. Because what was Adam an Israelite? Was everybody up to Shem an Israelite before the flood? What were they? What were they called? Servants of the Lord. Was Enoch an Israelite? He got called up and say still ain't been a man that walked this earth besides the Messiah of earthly men that we know was translated like he was. Elijah had his, but Elijah's translation is not the same as Enoch's translation. Enoch's translation is worded out in the book of Jasher, 3rd and 4th chapter. It will seem exactly like Elijah's in 1 Kings. But you're going to see some things that add up in the Sirach. Like in Sirach when it talks about, but there has not been a translation like Enoch of men. The Messiah's translation, he was before Enoch. So his translation was preceded that. He was just going through to let us know we can do this thing, y'all. It ain't hard. Just got to get rid of the lust for the other side. Once you do that, you can walk this walk. And when you know you got it, you don't find yourself in places that we have to bang law all the time. If law come up to settle things, then it come up. But if we in the room with everybody know, we ain't got to be discussing different things. Law every time somebody come in. Shoes ain't tied, dog. Shoes ain't tied. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Belt ain't tucked in. The whole thing, everywhere you go, this is what you got to face. That's why Paul was saying that form of the law killeth. Because you always got to be checking the outer cup. And that's all they checking is outer. Check this before you get out the car. Slam them doors, I'm good. I'm good. But if you have to keep getting checked about this, that's a problem. Let's get it. Where we at?
Going to Job
31. Y'all, we're going to hit this. We're going to hit this 1 Peter. We're going to be out of here, y'all. And I just want to touch on this 1:10. So I tell you what, before we hit that, let me just touch on this 1:10, 1 through 8. It's something very important, y'all, because we are going through some things, this body, y'all. And we have to understand, y'all, we have to stay one body. And I want y'all to understand this clearly, what I'm saying. We have to stay one body. If we get sidetracked anyway, that'll come back. So we have to stay one body. We have to have house rules. We can't have split. If you're not comfortable in this one body, this assembly, you're over there, as long as you don't get on the other side and be where it can say, no, you was with them. Ain't telling you who you can be with under no circumstances. But if we agree to house rules, until those house rules are met and they're discussed, what was said, we ain't moving off of this doctrine and this understanding of this body, because if you were included on the house rules have to be measured and understood and broke down again, and then we say we want to revise the contract in front of everybody. We can't do that no other way. No other way. So we want you to understand, we don't want you to feel like you may be feeling uncomfortable in here. We don't want no uncomfortability in here. Is that a word?
It is, man.
Okay, it is now, okay. So that you have peace in the assembly, y'all, because this is the rest. I'm around like-minded. If you're feeling any uncomfortable, we don't want that. It's not saying you can't be here because you listen over there. What we're saying is, if you feel uncomfortable, We don't want that in here because it's now maybe looking like we jumping on this something. So down here, if you're coming for comfort, that's what it is, but it gotta be comfort for down here. Y'all have to understand that, y'all. House rules like any other house. You know what the house rules are. Yo, we got to stick with house rules. What you got, bro? 110, verse 1 through 8. Huh?
So what you're saying is one mind, one body, one faith.
That's what it got to be. You know, and the mindset have to be to understand that maybe I need to see some things. Everything is lawful, but all things are not expedient. Meaning expedient mean I may not truly understand what y'all doing right now. So we gonna play it safe to the point that where nothing can be thrown at you, no stones is thrown at you, and you play it safe. So that if your mind do clear up, you like, okay, I was tripping a little bit, or you bring to the forefront to say the covenant was broken right here, earlier on. But regardless of how it looked, I'm not gonna be anywhere where I feel uncomfortable. I'm just not gonna do it. And I'm not gonna allow anybody, it's not that we're saying, no, I'll go back over that. What we're saying is if you have any uncomfortability, well, I'm gonna use that word. You need to call and get that in you. We don't want you to be under that because that's grievous. It's going to be grievous. So y'all, we ain't about that because we practicing for a kingdom free of that. To start off for 1,000 years, you can't start off with fixing a problem and you got 1,000 to go. That's a long way, ain't it? No, let us fix it now. Let's go ahead. Well, yeah. Verse 10, verse 1 through, chapter 1, verse 1 through 8.
Okay, chapter 1.
Yes.
I thought you said Job 31.
We're going to that next. I just wanted to hit this to clear up some things, y'all. Because a lot of things are said and sometimes they think it means that you have power control to throw somebody into hell. You don't. There's only one judge that says condemnation belong to me. I decide who go to the death chamber. Not y'all, so we'll never have the power, so to speak. But there's another rule that you have to do. It's called letting them bump their head. Sometimes you can't. You have to let them bump their head. Go ahead. Let's get it.
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 1. Paul, an apostle of Yahweh Mashiach, by the commandment of Yahweh our Savior, and Elohim Yahweh HaMashiach, which is our hope, unto Timothy, my own son in the faith, grace, mercy, and peace from Yahweh our Father and from Yahweh HaMashiach our Elohim.
So he start off, this how I greet you. This is how y'all we should greet. If you have that greeting on your mind, it start off a good day. You know, have a good day. It ain't just words sometimes, y'all. Just something you repeat all the time. Have a good day. Don't let nothing get at you. Have a good day. Go ahead.
As I besought thee to abide still in Ephesus, when I went into Macedonia, that thou y'all mightest charge some that they teach no other doctrine.
None of it. Anything outside of Genesis to Revelation, you got to scrap it. There ain't no room for it to come in. None. Under no circumstances. If you don't understand one priesthood is moved out of the way and another one is in charge, that should be readily known. You have to disciple what priest you're talking to. If we the royal priest in 1 Peter it talks about, or are you talking about you're a descendant of Aaron? Oh, that's what I'm be asking. You got them records. You got them records. Go ahead.
As I beseech thee,
verse 3.
As I beseech.
No, verse 4.
Yeah, verse 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which ministers question, rather than godly edifying, which is in faith. So do. Now the end of the commandment is charity.
Is what?
Is charity.
See, go ahead and finish that.
Out of a pure heart, and of a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned.
See, I'm gonna have you read that again, but that's the final thing is charity. We read that last week in 1 Corinthians 13 on what charity is. Paul said, though I speak with tongues, if I give all my money to the poor and I don't have charity, you like, well, ain't that charity? It's not pure charity if you're doing it to be seen of men. If you go in your pocket and give to the homeless because somebody's standing around. Look at them, they see the man hungry. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, everybody fake, but what I do when I see somebody hungry, I go in my pocket. Hungry man, come here. Go on, get yourself something to eat. That ain't charity. That's you showing off. Go ahead.
5 again. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart and of a good conscience and of faith unfeigned, from which some having swerved have turned aside unto vain jangling.
See, all of these young talk, y'all think these youngsters coming up with this talk.
Swerve.
What's up, man? I had to swerve.
Swerve,
Swerving, yeah. All this come out of the Bible.
Hating in there too.
Huh?
Hating.
Yeah. Hating, all that's in the Bible too. So, yo, it's coming out of the living book. And everybody have to turn back to the living book. Any disasters that happen, they say, we ain't seen a flood like this. It's of what kind of proportions? Biblical proportions. They ain't saying it's of Buddha proportions. It ain't of the Mormon proportions. It ain't of the Baptist proportions. It's of biblical proportions. What we're seeing today can be found only in the Bible. Go ahead, bro.
Desiring to be teachers of the law.
Of the what?
Of the law. Understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully.
If a man use it lawfully. Look, when we say the law, everything in the law is good, but everything is lawful, but everything is not expedient. So if you hear somebody say, well, he teaching up there and he ain't got no beard, it just ain't expedient yet. Look, they told me if I shave all this off, it'll grow back thicker. That was in 1980. It just ain't expedient yet. It's coming though, because I'm starting to get disconnected. But it just ain't expedient in like manner. We ain't gonna never tell you what's written in there, you can do this. We ain't gonna tell you you can't. But in some cases, it's just not expedient. It will cause you more harm with the law than it will cause you good because you are rushing it. This is a patient thing. If you know you can't do this, even though the law said, step away till the time comes when it's right. Or you're gonna be hustling backwards. Pawning only TV. To do what? Pay the cable bill. You still ain't watching TV. Go ahead.
I thought you wanted to go to 8.
No, go ahead. Did we go to 8?
Yep. Yeah, that was
okay. No, I want you going down to 9.
Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man.
See, this drive a lot of people crazy with what Paul just said right there. Read it again.
Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man.
So what is that saying, y'all? The law wasn't made for a righteous man. The law wasn't made for Noah. Noah was found righteous. The law wasn't made for Job. Job was found righteous. What was the law for? No, it's going to explain itself so you don't get out of the point that you don't ever need the law. But a righteous man don't have to be reminded of the law constantly.
That's right.
If I know when the Sabbath is, you ain't got to keep reminding me of that every day. You ain't got to keep reminding me this every time you see me, every time I take a sip. How many sips? Was that 2 or 3? This ain't the Tootsie Roll contest. How many licks it in? I know where to stop at. If I start getting woozy after 2 sips, that's my limit, 2 sips. I can't listen to the outside say, this nigga weak. Okay, 2 sips, he through, y'all. This ain't no real man. So this will make it grow hair on your chest and your beard. Now go down in the 5th of hand. You don't have no beard. It's gonna be trouble. Go ahead.
Knowing this, that the law is not made for the righteous man.
For a righteous man.
For a righteous man. But for the lawless and disobedient.
That's who the law was made for. The lawless and disobedient, because it's a free will. If you don't do this and you do this, there's a law to put you in check for your wrongdoing. A righteous man don't have to be put in check over time. When he falls, like, I can't do that one no more. I can't do that one no more. All of those laws may not be for you, every single one of them. You know the ones that you're having trouble with. Every time somebody speak to you, they always tell you the fix. If they know you've been going to church, whatever, when they come to you, if they know you've been, well, the first thing they start doing is telling you the fix. I know I ain't been down there, and no, I know I ain't been studying like I should, and I know I don't know this. You done already said the fix. What am I going to tell you now? You know exactly what's wrong with you. You just told me I was sick. This is the deal. And y'all, these are the things that we saying you have to know your body. You have to tell a doctor the same exact thing. I know what's wrong with me. You can't let him start guessing. If you let him start guessing, you don't want him to figure out what you really doing. When it happened, can't really say. This looks like, well, I don't think it's that. You can't have a conversation. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna start looking at his list of medicine. Don't really know what he's wrong with it. First, I'm gonna give him a placebo tablet, and that's just a sugar pill to see if that fixes everything. Then I know it's just up here. He's just sick up here. He think he's sick. But if right here he keep telling me, I ain't did nothing for my shorts to have these yellow stains in it. Now I'm gonna keep asking you some more questions. Try this pill and see if them stains in there tomorrow. See, you rather take that and leave and just fix it. He found out what it was, but he the doctor. He can't reveal nothing to nobody. But doctor, y'all know if you make the same mistake again. Go ahead, where we at?
For the ungodly and for the sinners, for the unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslaughter.
Y'all see who the law was made for? So if you don't do none of that, that one's not made for you. There's no need for us to hurl that if that's not made for us. What we gonna talk about murder for around here? Who got that on their mind down here? That law, we ain't got to talk about that. It's babies down here. Even if somebody come in here, it'll never be, man, they come in here to mess each other. We murdered all of them. How you gonna say that? We killed the innocent that coming in here? You got to be careful of the words you say. We don't murder nobody. We had to put them to death. They came in here to mess with one of these children like we were instructed to. We put them to death. That's a total difference than you saying we murdered all of them. And see, when the Most High come back, he gonna murder these nations. Murder these nations. He gonna shed innocent blood of nations. That's when your mind is just so wrapped up in, I need to see some blood. I got to kill. So I'm gonna tell you where I'm getting the order from. He do it. You better never be caught saying the Lord murders or shedding innocent blood. And that's on his high felony list. That's death penalty. That's death penalty, see. And you're saying he will do it? No. Let's read some more.
Verse 10. For whoremongers.
For who?
For whoremongers. For them that defile themselves with mankind.
For defile themselves with mankind. Have y'all seen the dancing, what do they call that? They do liposuction and all that stuff.
The dancing surgeon.
It's a Hebrew surgeon dancing and rapping while she performing surgery. People got cuts up here and across here. I'm talking about she's actually rapping and making videos. They show one lady laying on the back, all the cakes out, and she dancing and cutting. And then a dance again. They done took every license from her known to man and finna charge and sue her. But I'm talking about this, the level we are going to when something jumped in you. You look at life like this. I'm dancing around and playing. And somebody's life, they're on anesthesia at this point. That brings your heart rate down to death. That's why somebody always got to be in the room in case they start turning it off and getting that breath back in you, balancing it back out. That's what happened with Mike and that doctor. He in there talking sweet enough. Yeah. As soon as Mike go to sleep, yeah, I'm gonna get what you want. Now I told you I'm gonna get what you want. I got a contract with him. Yeah, he about to go to sleep. Then gave him 2 or 3 jugs. He just smoked some reefer too. He'll be asleep. Wait a minute, I don't hear nothing. Lord have mercy, he dead. Then he started trying to hide all of the stuff he gave. Go ahead, brother.
For man stealers.
For who?
For men stealers.
Y'all know that's slavery. Go ahead.
For liars. For perjured persons. And if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine.
That's who the law was made for. But if you doing what you're supposed to do, it wasn't made for you to be for a righteous man to say, I obey. The law ain't made for you. It's not made for obedient people. It's set there in case you disobey. It's made for disobeying people. And it ain't just Israelites, because Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot wasn't no Israelite. And all of them got wiped off the planet. Who was Israelites in the flood? All of them got wiped off the planet. The law is made for disobedient individuals. If you ain't worried about that, if you like, I ain't got to worry about that, bro. That one ain't on me. I know the one that's got me, and I'm working on that one. Ain't gonna even let y'all know. I'm not gonna allow y'all to judge me and condemn me on the one that I'm working on. Because then that'll make me just hide it. It's already hiding from myself. Now I gotta hide from you. Shouldn't have to hide about it. Should be right up front. Should be. But we're in a wicked world, y'all. And the heart is deceitfully what? Wicked. Who can know it?
That's right.
Go ahead, bro. Y'all, we're gonna hit this last, after this, we're gonna hit this Job, we're gonna get on out of here. I'll give y'all the other ones to write down. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11. According to the glorious gospel of the blessed Yahweh, which was committed to my trust.
Right.
And I thank Hamashiach Yahushua, our Lord, who hath enabled me, for that he counted me faithful.
Right.
Putting me into the ministry, who was before a blasphemer.
Who was before a what?
A blasphemer.
Now Paul finna run down his law breaking. Before I was a what? Go ahead.
Blasphemer. And a persecutor.
And a what?
A persecutor. And an injurious. I guess that's.
I'll put people down for no reason. I'll put Mr. B.O.E. Club on your head at the drop of a hat. Injurious person. I cause injury. Injuries. That's what I would do. What? You believe in the Messiah, he would cause an injury to you. Slap the beard off your face. Go ahead.
But I obtained mercy because I did it ignorantly in unbelief. And the grace of our Lord was exceeding abundant with the faith and love which is Christ Hamashiach. This is the faithful saying and worthy of all exception, that Christ Hamashiach came into the world to save sinners.
To do what?
To save sinners. Of whom I am chief.
Of whom I am what?
Chief.
Paul said, look, on the record, y'all ain't come close to what I was doing. Because everything that he said, it'd been better for you had not been born, he said, I did it. And if it wasn't for grace, y'all know where I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be in the bottom of the ocean right now. But grace got on me. But he's identifying himself of all the things that he was and getting them out. So he don't have to worry about them laws no more. We can hold that, bro. No, I tell you what, go down to the end of that verse 20 is what I want to expound on.
Verse 16. Howbeit for this cause I obtained mercy, that is in me first Jesus Christ might show forth all long suffering, for a pattern to them which should be hereafter believe on him to life everlasting.
To life when?
Everlasting.
Y'all, if you just got on for life tomorrow, you're wasting your time. Everything we're doing has got to be for the kingdom. I got to quit it for the kingdom. I can't quit it about for now. You understand? You have to quit it Yeah, for now, but it has to be because I need to be there. I need to be in that eternal rest first. Go ahead.
Now unto the King eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen. This charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on thee, that thou by them mightest war a good warfare,
right?
Holding faith and a good conscience.
And a good what?
And a good conscience. Which some, having put away concerning faith, have made shipwreck.
So you basically shipwreck yourself when you lose your consciousness. You're a wreck. Ain't that what they say to everybody that's just so jumbled up and stressed out? Man, you're a wreck. Ain't that what they say? You're just a wreck. Look at you. When last time you took a bath? I ain't worried about no bath. Oh boy, when the last time you brushed your teeth? I ain't worried about brushing my teeth. You a wreck. Go ahead.
Of whom is Hymenaeus and Alexander, whom I have delivered unto Satan, that they may learn not to blaspheme.
So you have to do, when you're saying you have to take your hands off somebody so you can let the flesh die. You can let Satan pound their flesh out because you don't want them to get their soul. You have to understand that sometimes when you step away, it's just so that flesh can be killed off by the devil, but it saves their soul. That's what you're hoping for. Sometimes y'all always hear we say you can quit, or you can quit while you're at, no, you can quit while you're ahead, or you can quit. Quit while you're ahead, you're seeing where it's going to. You're like, woo, I done tried that this many times. That ain't gonna happen. I'm quitting now. Or you can quit. If you're selling dope and you done been pulled over twice, but they didn't have a dog, and you do like this, you can quit while you ahead, or you can quit. And the devil gonna get you on the big load. Why didn't I quit? Well, maybe they ain't got the dogs this time. As soon as you sitting there, you're like, ain't this And when they dig it all out, then you're forced to quit. They make you not a dope dealer anymore. You had the chance, but now you're quitting. Yeah, you can sit in jail what you had, but I quit all that. Why you quit? Because it was 12 that judged me and say, you had this much dope and finna sell to this many people. You're going to the penitentiary never to sell dope again. Quit. Or you can quit while you ahead. Go ahead, bro. What you got said? The conscience is what? Seared. Yeah, if the conscience is seared, like Psalm 51, a broken and contrite spirit, that's searing that when you say, I got away with that. Look, it's some people that's been one and done. A student in school tried their hand at this one time and doing 25 years to life. You done been caught 3 times, stuff in your mouth, stuffed up your rear end, and you sitting there like this, and got away that many times. If you don't quit, you eventually gonna get where he at. But sometimes it's one and done. Your life is ruined. One and done. Like the woman Trump just pardoned. She was 20-some years old. She was 25 years in on a life sentence. All she did was making the phone call, making the connection between the two. They gave her a life sentence. A grandmother. She just got out, running to her family, but they like, you really, that's probably all you should have really got anyway, was 25 on the high end, based on the conspiracy. But they said she had $3 million worth of whatever she was transferring on the deal. You gotta go to jail for that. And one and out. My kids was hungry. They're gonna be hungry every day now with the decision you make. Every day they're gonna be hungry. You ain't gonna know where they at. They may be in the state. Where the daddy at? They may be in the state now. Because of a decision like that, you have to really think, I'm gonna have to do this again. This is why they so hard on mom and pop store robbers. Like you keep robbing a corner store. Come on, Mr. Johnson, give it up. Don't make me put a bullet in you. And he counting off the money he got. That's how slow the robber is. Come on, Mr. Johnson. 13, 14, 15. and you run out the door with $15. You're going to have to do that tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. But they give you 5 to 7 years for robbing a bank. Because all you got to do is go in there and say, give me that money.
And you gotta have
I ain't playing. Look how I'm looking. And they will give you the money with a note. All of the money in the drawer.
How you looking back?
Give me that money. And what they say, he didn't display a weapon. If you don't understand that, you go where the money at. Why is you going to mom and pop? This all you gonna get. 13, 14, 15. I know your mom. I'm sure gonna tell her you robbed. He bought the door running. With that pistol, $13.
You can't even buy no more bullets.
We seen it personally here when they pulled off the best ATM robbery around here, the truck. Woo. Got away clean. The boy should have been a black Mexican by now in the next morning. You know where he at? His girlfriend out at Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning. Popping that stack. Yeah, I want all this luggage here. 100, 200, buying luggage with that. And the cashier looking like it was a robbery, and she in here popping bands buying luggage. And he's still in the neighborhood, circling around in his car in the neighborhood. They look at the film, this car been here by the truck. Tracked them down that easy. Got all of just, and you know what? And this tells you how our mind thinks that everybody that think about the robbery start chiming, man, I would've. Wait a minute. So you're saying what you would've did was stolen money. That's what you would've did. You wouldn't have got caught with stolen money. You'd have got away, huh? It's still stolen money thrown up, and somebody could have got killed because it was pistol play. But we say, man, $600,000, what the hell he still doing on Page Avenue for? Man, he could have gave me that. No, we see everybody they gave money to, they got them too. How you gonna spend the money and you still looking over your shoulder? If they say we looking for you and we gonna keep looking for you. You in the Bahamas. 13, 14, 15. How you on vacation doing this? You don't know if the man serving you is the police. I'm gonna give him a good tip just in case. You think now you gonna bribe the police? Here's 100 for you. So that's 113. Go ahead, bro. Did we finish that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit that joke, y'all. We're gonna get on out of here. Y'all, this is the mind of a righteous man that was quoting these things in full affliction. Y'all think about it, y'all, bro.
113.
That's right. In full affliction, y'all. This is what we talk about enduring to the end. The flesh is in full affliction. Sores on you, stinking. If you ever read the Testament of Job, they say his friend was downwind, 2 blocks from him. He was stinking like that. Sores on him. His wife say, man, when she said in the Bible, curse God and die, she went into it. Her name was Satisa or something like that. But they was making mockery of her. She used to wear Gucci, now she in Hoochie. She was dressed out. Job had enough money. He was the richest man in the East. They was talking about what she used to wear. Now she wearing rags. She couldn't take it no more and just last out. Man, curse God and die. What happens after that for that soul? Job 31. Y'all, we're going to get on out of here.
Where you want to start at 1?
Verse 1. Yeah.
All right. We'll be reading in the book of Job, chapter 31. We'll start that at verse 1.
See, and when you know your temple well, you can make a covenant with your temple. You can tell it, today is the last day. It's like going cold turkey on some things. People will say, you know, if whatever they want to quit, today the last day with that. I ain't doing that no more. And you tell yourself it's mind over matter. You say, man, I said that was the last day. That was it. I was through with that. And you walk on like that never was in your life before. You can tell yourself that. You can make a covenant with yourself, but you can't make a covenant with yourself counting. Because if you start counting, you're going to go back because you're going to think it's been long enough. I ain't smoked no dope in. I ain't shot no heroin in 10 years. The only thing you're thinking is everybody else thinks I'm clean, but I'm still dirty in here because I'm counting how long it's been. Just say, so far, it ain't been today. It wasn't yesterday, and so far, it ain't been today. And keep it moving. If it's been 50 years, because the minute you think Satan quit, he know what you like. Here he come back again with the same thing. And everything is chemically based now. So if you was into meth and crack or whatever, it's got 28 chemicals on it. You are going to smell a cleaning product that smells like when you was in the trap house. Ammonia. Oh. I was doing ammonia? Yes, you were. They're called chemically dependent substances. The coca leaf is a plant that was used for our ancients. They would just rub it on you. You could chew it and they would pull your tooth, but it didn't have you addicted to it. It numbed you out. Just like what the dentist get to. It don't make you addicted to it. You want out of that drug because you still be feeling like your lip is big. They pull a tooth, you be like this. Damn, if they looking at me, that's why they laugh. My lip feel this big. And you keep doing like this. And if you ain't careful, you'll eat your tongue up. That's what it used to do, and they will pull tooth. It's when they put them chemicals on it. Now you're chemically dependent. And then wine and spirits until they mix it up in them vats that'll blow up on you like everything else. Like meth got batteries in it. Lithium. Batteries, use batteries, bring the battery. They cooking batteries too. Yeah. The Energizer Bunny ain't got nothing on me. I got 3 AA's in here and 2 C batteries.
Just gonna have them up all.
I'm gonna keep going and going and going. Puppy monkey baby. Go ahead, bro.
The book of Job, chapter 31 and verse 1. I made a covenant with mine eyes. Why then should I think upon a maid? For what portion of Yah is there from above? And what inheritance of the Almighty from on high? Is not destruction to the wicked and a strange punishment to the workers of iniquity?
See, strange is always used when it's outside the law. Stranger is something that was outside the law that came into the fold. That's why we are to entertain strangers. They could be an angel, but we're not to entertain strange. Or we're going to be like the song Cameo put out. She's strange. And I like it. But it's strange. When you look it up in the dictionary, it's going to say outside of the normal, abnormal. You got to be careful when you're talking snickle. Let's get freaky tonight. Just say, let's get abnormal tonight. Be easier. Where we at?
Verse 4. Doth not he see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot hath hasted to deceit, let me be weighed in an even balance, that Yah may know mine integrity.
See, he's making a covenant with himself. These are the rules he's making within himself. If any of this happen, let him deal with me accordingly. Yo, this a just man. Because he ain't putting this off on nobody else. If I go off this, if I lose my integrity, deal with me how you deal with me. Go ahead.
Verse 7. If my step hath turned out of the way, and mine heart walked after mine eye, and if any blot hath cleaved to mine hand, then let me sow.
Let me do what?
Let me sow. And let another eat. Yea, let my offspring be rooted out.
See, this was a man of choice. Look, if I go out of the way and I do something I ain't supposed to do, and I have children behind that, let them all die. A lot of us ain't saying that. That's true in faith. That's why when Satan came to him, he's like, who you talking about, Job? This was Job's thought process that Most High already knew a covenant he had made with himself. That's why he was sure when Satan came out. He's like, who you talking about? Boy, you could have picked anybody but him. He'd have made a covenant with his own eyes. Every time I look at a woman, it's going to be from here up. And I ain't going to wait till she turn around for me to look. I'm going to keep looking right here. And when she turn around, I ain't going to do like this. That's approval of a woman, what you see walking away, the behind, you know. So he's saying, if I made a covenant with that I'll look him in the eye. Look, he's not saying you can never look at women. Beauty, when you read about how beautiful women was in her, you got to be able to see it. The eyes are for looking, just not for lusting. That's the only difference. They're for looking, not for lusting. And that's the problem. He said, if I slip back to that, every time, like that cartoon where them eyes used to come out of that wolf, and they come way out here, and then they come back in. If that's on you, you lust, you finna move into lasciviousness. They could put a dress on that pole right there and you'll try to look up under. Going too far. Where we at?
At verse 9.
Yeah.
If mine heart have been deceived by a woman,
right?
Or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind unto another, and let others bow down upon her.
He's like, look, if it's good for me, if it's good for them, it's good for me. See, this is a just man. That's how he keeps his integrity, because he said, I'm not going to do to my neighbor what I don't want done to me. So all he doing is repeating law. He just made a covenant with his eyes. And a lot of time, women look at men's eyes to see if they're going to look. When they run behind, men be strange. I ain't going to look. I ain't going to look. See it standing right there, but I ain't going to look, because she done saw it 2 blocks up. I ain't going to look. I ain't going to look. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11.
Right.
For this is an heinous crime.
What is it?
It's a heinous crime.
That's felony. Only time you see that word is attached to any felony in this land. When they tell you it's heinous, everybody tuning in, man. Turn on channel 4, man. They about to talk about a heinous crime. It ain't gonna be nobody was selling freeze pops and got mad and drove off and then get other kids. No, this gonna be a heinous crime. 4 dead and murder suicide. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is an iniquity to be punished by the judges. For it is a fire that consumeth to destruction, and would root out all mine increase.
What did it do?
Root out all mine increase. If I did despise the cause of my manservant or of my maidservant when they contended with me, what then shall I do when Yah riseth up? And when he visited, what shall I answer him?
So he's basically saying, look, if I deal with a situation this certain way, when God rise up about my situation, how he gonna handle that? The same way? Prepare your heart. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Did not he that made me in the womb make him? And did not one fashion us in the womb? If I have withheld the poor from their desire, or have caused the eyes of the widow to fail, or have eaten my morsel myself alone, and the fatherless hath not eaten thereof.
See, and that's what he's talking about when the Messiah was saying, they're saying, when we saw you naked, and when we didn't feed you and give you no shelter, when he said, when you done it to the least of them, you done it to me. So he's saying the same thing. All Job is quoting law. If I done this, if I let the poor starve and I got all this wealth, shame on me. Go ahead.
Verse 18. For from my youth he was brought up with me, as with a father, and I have guided her from my mother's womb. If I have seen any perish for want of clothing.
For want of what?
For want of clothing. Or any poor without covering.
See, this is the same thing what the Messiah was saying. When you saw him naked. When you saw this. But the Messiah first started off. He said, when did we clothe? He said, when you did that for them, you did that for me. And then here come the flip side. I ain't seen nobody naked didn't nobody come to me and I didn't give them no clothes. Yes, you did. When you did. When did I do that to you though, Lord? When you did it to them. You did that to me. Go ahead.
Verse 20. If his loins have not blessed me, and if he were not warmed with the fleece of my sheep, if I have lifted up my hand against the fatherless, when I saw my help in the gate, then let mine arm fall from my shoulder blade.
Y'all see the kind of deal he made? He said the hand that I would give, if I lose that to give, that hospitality, if I get below giving this, then let my arm fall off my shoulder because it ain't worth nothing anyway. It ain't worth nothing anyway. Go ahead, bro.
And mine arm be broken from the bone, for destruction from Yah was a terror to me, and by reason of his highness I could not endure. If I have made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, thou art my confidence.
Shalom, bro. Shalom, Jack. All right. Go ahead, bro.
If I rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because my hand had gotten much. If I beheld the sun when it shined, or the moon walking in brightness, and my heart hath been secretly enticed, or my mouth hath kissed my hand, this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge. For I should have denied the Elohim that is above. If I rejoiced at the destruction of him that hated me, or lifted up myself when evil found him.
Read that again.
If I rejoiced at the destruction of him that hated me, or lifted up myself when evil found him. Neither have I suffered my mouth to sin by wishing a curse to his soul.
So see, even you're not wishing that, because if it happens, it happens because wrongdoing. You don't want to ever get in the point that if somebody do something, the Lord gonna get you. You know, because then that's a false understanding. Then you have to take it the same way. If I do something to somebody, the Lord gonna get me. Go ahead, bro. We almost through with this.
Verse 31. If the men of my tabernacle said not, oh, that we had of his flesh, we cannot be satisfied. The stranger did not lodge in the street, but I opened my doors to the traveler.
Who didn't lodge in the street?
The stranger.
See, the stranger, those who are on this word, they're strange and then they're stranger. There's a total difference in the two. The stranger shall come out with them. The stranger came out of Egypt. But the strange, entertain a stranger, for it could be an angel. It ain't never gonna tell you to entertain the strange. All throughout the scriptures say they burned strange incense. Israel got throughout. They married strange wives, abnormal, freaky wives, and they got throughout. See, strange is always opposite of the normal. It's abnormal. Go ahead.
Verse 33. If I covered my transgressions as Adam.
As who?
As Adam. By hiding mine iniquity in my bosom. Did I fear a great multitude? Or did the contempt of families terrify me, that I kept silence and went not out of the door?
So he said, as I covered my transgressions as Adam. It was 3 people in the garden that got accused. How 2 of them could always get in charge and faulted? It was a 3rd one there that covered his transgression. Oh, the woman did that to me. You can't cover your transgression. In this book, all 3 of them were charged. You can't keep making it. It was only 2 that were charged in this crime in the garden. It was 3 of them got charged. Go ahead.
Verse 35. Oh, that one would hear me. Behold, my desire is that the Almighty would answer me, and that mine adversary had written a book. Surely I would take it upon my shoulder and bind it as a crown to me. I would declare unto him the number of my steps. As a prince would I go near unto him. If my land cry against me, or that the furrows likewise thereof complain, if I have eaten the fruits thereof without money, or have caused the owners thereof to lose their life, let thistles grow instead of wheat, and cockle instead of barley. The words of Job are ended.
So, y'all, we can see here a man that why he was called righteous, the integrity that he had, that Satan could come against him. You can't win like that because he said, look, I already made a covenant with my own eyes. So what you got, partner? Send this by here. Send this by here. You wasting your time. Lot ensued with evil every day. Until you read the book of Jasher, the 19th chapter, you will never understand what Lot was seeing every day. We complaining about what's on TV. Huh? That's what we complaining about. But can you imagine it live? I'm talking about a bed on a street corner. I'm talking about schemes and scams with the judge and everybody else. Daily rapes of men. This what he was seeing all around him. And he looked like it was never existing, just like that. Woman, how long for that unleavened bread be ready? Okay. And still, when the strangers came to his door and knocked on it, Lot, we come to get you out of this place. He let them in. Y'all angels, ain't you? Tell Elijah, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. This stank done reached heaven. It's done reached heaven. Come on, you gotta go. All right, then hit him over now. Lot, open the door so that we may know them. Now, what kind of knowing you think they want to know? Was it he knew her and she conceived, or they was like, and so where are you guys from? I hear you're aliens. I hear the Lord sent you two on from Abraham was over there. That's who you are. Tell us some good things of the Lord. You think that's the knowing they was talking about?
That wasn't the hospitality of Sodom and Gomorrah.
When you get into this book, you see that Job had other daughters too. He had 4 daughters. They was married though.
They stayed.
And he told him, he said, I got 2 daughters. So we know what kind of knowing said. Ain't never, ever been with a man. Y'all can have y'all way with him. At least y'all be halfway right in your mind. Say, that we don't want them skanks. We want that mangina. Now send it out here.
Not bad.
And the angel say, this wickedness is too far. Gonna get out the way, Lot. And hit them with blindness. Now you walking like this in fire and brimstone rain. Look at that volcano in Hawaii and just think you walking like this and some of that hit you right here. Or right here where your neck meet the shoulder at. And when you run, you just run into some more of it. And run into a wall and it's just steady hitting you all like this. Blinded and brimstone raining down on you. The judgment of the Lord. You don't want to fall into his hands. Y'all, we're going to close out with that, y'all. Little homework. Check out that 1 Corinthians 9:9 on down. Good little Galatians 5:17. Write that down, y'all, to close it out. And 2 Corinthians chapter 3. Read all that in your time. You know, Galatians 5:17 on down. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, the whole chapter. 1 Corinthians 9, read it out. And always, y'all, that 1 Peter 1. It gets busy, y'all. But what we'll do, we'll get clear understanding of when we say the living book, the question we ask when we meet each other, how you living? When we talk about how you living, I ain't looking to hear you quote a bunch of questions. How you living?
Like the book.
Everything's lawful, but all things ain't expedient. I understand that. We ain't got to go to war now. We ain't got to go to law like Romans saying. For what? All we're going to do is pound each other out. What is it going to prove? All you're going to do is show me mine. I'm going to show you yours. How long that's going to last? What you got, bro, before we close out? 1 Corinthians 3? What about it?
9.
No, First Corinthians 9.
2 Corinthians 3.
Now, I had a 1 Corinthians 5 and 5 down, which really gets into that 1:10 too, about giving one over to Satan. It said, so it can destroy the flesh, so his soul can be saved. So we're never giving anybody to Satan for destruction. The Lord ain't never allowing you to do that. It's so Satan can destroy that flesh that's bothering him. Like Job said, cut my arm off. If his arm have to be cut off, then so be it. As long as his soul ain't cut off. So y'all with that, you got any announcements, sis?